Oh, hello.
Can't spell rainbow without rolling.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
Okay, now we are.
Oh, he didn't believe me.
Well, we weren't.
The gall,
my
the
end.
audacity of Christian to not believe me when I said we were live.
Yeah.
He didn't believe me, Chad.
There was no one here. It's okay.
She believed, he lied. Yeah.
Capcom Co. Altitude 2021. All rights reserved.
Also, I'm too large.
All rights reversed.
Well,
I wonder what that would mean if someone misspelled that in a released game. All rights reversed.
all
So
right,
what does that mean? Yeah.
No. Your rights are gone.
Actual legal nightmare.
I've sent them away.
You're always watching me? Watch this. Ugh.
Do a flip!
I did.
You
my
flip,
God.
see?
Nah, finger, but.
Oh. Well, that's completely different.
Is my volume okay?
You sound
Oh, I hear you
fantastic,
just
Christian.
fine.
Thank you. Alright.
No, you're too quiet. Go louder.
Alright.
Nah.
Okay.
He's charging up!
I can I can very easily do it because, you know, on my mic I can adjust the gain and it's pretty much on the lowest
that's
possible
up?
thing it can be.
Yeah, there's that sub. Thank you, Blackheart, for the tier 1 for 10 months. Hello. How are you, Blackheart? I hope you are having a great time tonight. I am French out of Sudan. For all of the characters in this game, there are only like 2 French people, which is very surprising considering how close London is to France.
We've seen one of them.
We're
Have
gonna
we?
get some
Well, I mean, you made her French.
Yeah, well, yeah. I had to differentiate between the English and the French. Whoa, hold on.
The British.
Yeah.
There's eventually gonna be some more nationalities showing up.
Oh,
You get a German guy.
Alright.
Okay, we do get a German guy.
I do want to. There's one very particular character I want to play eventually.
2 Russian characters.
Which one, Christian?
I will.
You will.
He will.
I
He
go-
will. What will he do?
I don't
No.
remember their name. It's where are you? There you are.
Hello, Anime Blaze. How are you doing tonight? Hope you're having a great time. That's the Hope You're Having a Great Time song. Ah. Oh no, Christian, there's no way. Oh no, you're gonna kill me. Oh no, oh no, no. Oh no, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Give it your best. Oh no.
We will not allow you to see who it was. I will not. Mel can.
I know who it is. I know exactly who it is. No, I don't.
Hi, Mortimer. How's it going? I know exactly who Kristen's talking about now. It's gonna kill me.
Mortimer.
How am
Hello.
I?
Hello.
Little,
Hello.
a little sleepy, you know, but I'm doing good otherwise.
Have you all massaged your voices
Huh?
into proper order?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I press the key, any key. I hit continue. Yes.
All right, we were very much in the middle of this. I remember.
Yeah.
Testimony.
Testimony.
Last time we got the dub, and now we continue.
Why do you do this to me, Christian?
I guess this is me. Yes, indeed. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters.
Right, that's what this
And it
was about.
does.
That matters. What a character. I saw the stabbing, but
This was just after we showed that he had a reason to, dislike our defendant.
because he's in his debt
He's in
Yes.
debt to,
for
Wait.
20 guineas.
Do Ron or Ray, do any of you have any thoughts on the case, the possible killer? Do we have any theories?
Not a clue.
Not a
It
clue?
is- We don't
Well-
really have. There's not much to go on yet.
Yeah, there's not much to go on, but it is interesting. There's an interesting angle I think I see.
Oh, he sees an angle.
Yeah, the angle.
Of the dangle.
The dangle. All right. Doc?
Oh, sorry.
Ah,
I'm getting the voice going.
Yes.
He's starting the engine.
give us your spindly little boy.
Well, I remember seeing both of the attackers' hands with blood on them.
I don't actually see anything myself. No.
Anyway, the fact remains. There can't have been anyone else inside that carriage, or we all would have seen.
Well, yeah, actually. Unless.
Well, lo and behold. In truthful fact, not one of you was witness to the crucial moment the crime was perpetrated.
I apologize, my lord, but honestly, there was no one else inside that carriage, and the man's hands were covered in blood.
Well,
Stain my hand.
I
Stain my
stained
hands
my
with your
hands
blood.
with your blood. That much incriminating evidence is tantamount to saying we saw the man do it.
That's really not what testimony is about.
Let us examine the interior of the omnibus once more. The victim's fresh blood is clearly visible on the seat, corroborating with the witnesses' accounts.
And believe me, I know my blood.
In other words, there is no substantial nor significant change in the facts of the case.
I'll substantiate your case facts, you nerd.
You racist vampire.
Christian just went for it. Dracula's a racist.
Very well. Your cross-examination, please, counsel.
Yes, my lord.
My
I've been waiting a whole week for this.
Ah! Get that music again.
Surely Ryunosuke's built up a fair case in the week recess.
We can hold it. No, the evidence tells us otherwise. We have the gloves the defendant was wearing on the night in question in the court record.
I'm well aware of that, sir, but nevertheless, I know what I saw and I stand by it. The man had blood on both of his hands.
He's defiant, even in the face of hard evidence.
I read that as default, and I was like, what? What do you mean?
It's default.
He's steadfastly refusing to admit that he might be mistaken about what he saw. But why?
Your reasoning is dire.
Oh, fuck.
One hand or two, the salient point remains unchanged. Minutes after the grim crime, the victim's blood draped guiltily from the accused's fingers.
Don't try to
Delicious
downplay this. I'm very aggressive today. Whether or not you saw the exact moment of the crime is a matter of fundamental importance, as well you know.
But for crying out loud, we all know that no one else could have possibly done it. I was just trying to save us all time.
Oh!
Bruh.
You have a loan of 20 guineas outstanding with the defendant, do you not? Had you hoped to release yourself from that financial burden by ensuring the defendant was found guilty?
We've got motive.
Well, it's entirely not what I was hoping for. I just lost a little git or 10 when I backed the wrong horse at the Derby, that's all. I was going to win it all back. There's a fixture this weekend, that's a sure thing.
A little guinea or 10.
That's called gambler's fallacy. I'm a banker. No one bats an eye if I borrow a little spending money for the weekend.
I think you may have revealed rather more about your character than you bargained for, sir.
The witnesses' scruples are not on trial here. Proceed to the next witness.
Damn.
Is that really how it's supposed to work?
His scruples are not on trial. Hold it!
No, it was blood. You definitely saw that too. Blood on both hands.
Yes, sir. I mean, I know what you're gonna say. Only one of Mr. McGilden's gloves has any signs of blood on it.
Oh, that's right.
The thing is, as far as I remember, sir, when I looked down and saw Mr. McGilden sitting beside the other fellow, I don't believe he was wearing any gloves, sir.
He wasn't wearing these gloves?
That's correct, sir. And I saw the blood on both his bare hands quite clearly.
It's true that the dark-colored stain on the dark leather gloves wouldn't have been easy to see.
I should point out that the police officer who apprehended the accused on the night in question reported that there is no trace of blood on Mr. McGilden's gloved hands.
There wasn't blood on his hands? Cripes.
This is puzzling indeed.
Cripes, guys, what's going on here?
This must be significant somehow. I'm sure of it.
Hold it! Hold it!
You didn't see anything.
Oh, yes,
That sounds-
sir, that is to say... Oh, I did. Very sorry about what I said before, sir. Very sorry, yes.
The way you said you didn't see anything sounded more like an instruction. I was like, oh, okay.
It was very wrong of me to make stories but say what I saw him stuff, man. Wouldn't you agree, sir?
I don't know what you're insinuating, but I certainly wasn't making up stories.
Still, to say you saw nothing isn't right either, is it?
No, sir. I saw nothing at all.
Mr. Beppo, you were driving your horses. At the very least, you must have enjoyed a good view of London streets, no?
Oh no!
Good job.
Oh, please. You didn't even see that?
It was so cool. Right. You see, it was. Oh, I did keep passing out, sir. Yes, my hands from silence. Sorry, sir.
It would seem prudent to avoid travel on the last omnibus service of London's cold winter nights.
A fair point,
Sam.
sir.
Beppo!
His eyes! It's an anime.
He is an anime.
And everything you saw of the incident was through the skylight on the roof of the omnibus?
That's right. It was fiercely cold that night, but the glass wasn't frosted over.
Oh yes, I remember I was shivering. It's so bitter.
Which rather begs the question of why the pair of you were sitting on the roof of the deck in the first place.
Well, I don't know about this young fellow, but I couldn't enter the cabin.
Oh? Why not?
It was locked from the inside. I tried knocking, but no one opened the door.
It was locked.
That's right. And it's a public service omnibus. A public bus service, sorry. For pity's sake. That's not what I call fair play. I know fair play.
Yes, I had exactly the same experience. I tried knocking, but the gent inside just gestured at me to clear off. So I had no choice but to climb up to the roof deck and look down longingly into the warm cabin below.
Your voice has gotten higher for this guy since last week.
Blame
No,
it
it's
on
fine,
my
it's fine, it's fine. It's just funny.
Blame it on my good hydration.
Well, I can assure you I wasn't just looking down, I was glaring long and hard. And that's precisely why I can tell you with absolute confidence that if there was anyone else in that cabin, I would have noticed.
Some confidence.
Unequivocal, I would say.
I'm not sure about these two witnesses. Beppo, though, I vibe with. Could they really have seen everything inside the cabin through the skylight?
Hell no.
Incorrect.
Allow me to confirm one thing, Mr. Fairplay. You were riding this omnibus and witnessed the events in the cabin through the skylight in the floor of the upper deck. Is that right?
That's right, yes.
In that case, there is a portion of the cabin interior that would have been out of sight from you.
What?
My golly, really?
Obviously, at this stage, we can't say for sure. But the possibility cannot be denied that at the time of the incident, there could have been another passenger in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus.
Objection!
Enough hypothetical meandering, my Nipponese friend.
So he loves it.
The prosecution demands that you substantiate your claims. After all, the scene of the crime is here, in the flesh.
Very well, I will uphold the prosecution's demand.
This judge is so fluffy.
You will identify the area on this cross-sectional plan of the omnibus. Where exactly in the omnibus are you suggesting this potential extra passenger could have been situated?
Right here, obviously.
Maybe they were sitting in front and, looking back over the,
Maybe they were in the upper corners.
Even
Yeah.
if
Right
they were
next to the
here,
skylight.
they can't
Maybe
see,
Yeah,
they
but
see
if-
this way. If they were up here, they see this way, and then they can't see it here.
They're in their floor.
I mean,
They were
Maybe.
they were clinging onto the
Maybe.
wheels.
Maybe they were Spider-Man.
both rows of seats on the roof face in the direction of travel, whereas the seats in the enclosed cabin face each other, which means the visible part of the cabin, which passengers on the roof deck can see through the skylight, is as I've drawn here somehow.
Well, they can't see directly below them, Christian. The glass is only in front of them.
No, I mean, yes. Never. That's right, my lord. As you can see, the seat opposite the one on which the victim and his attacker were sitting is obscured from view. In other words, if someone had been sitting on that seat, it's quite possible that these witnesses would have been completely unaware of it.
Objection!
Ah!
It's quite possible some phantom was sitting there. You Nibbanese have a forbidding habit of obscuring the truth with ambiguity.
God.
I love him.
I concur with the prosecution's rejoinder. In a British court of law, evidence is paramount. I cannot entertain this conjecture, counsel. That is, unless you're able to put a name to this mysterious passenger whom you allude.
Oh God, I was not ready. She's been
Hello.
quiet this whole time. God.
Hello there.
Can you, Mr. Naruhodo?
I honestly don't know. Who could it have been? Who could have been in the other seat, which was out of sight from the witnesses on the roof deck? Do we have anyone?
Who could it have been?
It was me.
Wait, what's his name? Lady first.
Yeah.
Ready first.
Aw.
First fair play.
And
Beppo.
just Beppo.
Just Beppo.
Beppo was actually inside. He was driving from inside.
I
Damn,
mean,
62, blessed man.
It was Susanna.
What's this?
I don't think we know, Christian.
I have no idea.
I have
Yeah.
no idea.
I have literally no idea.
Ursa with the tier 2 for 25 months. Whoa, Ursa!
What's good?
But as a proud citizen of the Japanese Empire, you will look to the sky and walk on, making sure all signs of tears are gone. Go on.
Oh, this isn't just a case of going on, Miss Susato. Oh, all right then. I'll go on. The defense would like to put forward a name. I have nothing else going for me right now.
You are a fool.
Yeah, you're really right this time, Lunzeeks.
That response was a desperate attempt by a man who has no notion of his limitations.
Well, I was encouraged.
A toast to hard lessons not yet learned.
Let us not delay, counsel. The defense is still to name the passenger in the other seat.
Get it, Naruhodo.
This could be it. This could be the chance I've been waiting for to turn the trial in my favor. On that night, on the night of the murder, the person occupying the seat in the omnibus cabin that was obscured from view was...
My only guess
Mag-
is Magnus or Mason.
It must be Magnus, I think. Because it's some kind of turnabout.
Yeah, that was my guess too.
The passenger in the enclosed cabin that the witnesses on the roof deck failed to see.
Failed to say.
Ah, right. He's trying to say that Magnus was hidden and that they saw the a real attacker.
True,
Okay.
Has to have been Mr. Magnus McGilded.
Oh my god.
But
Mr. McGilded.
What are you talking about, counsel? That's the name of the defendant.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Cindy with the sub! From the gift sub from Jazar for 60 months!
What is a man?
if I desecrate this chamber by smashing my hallowed chalice, do forgive the discourtesy.
Blue with the tier 2 for 57 months. Hi, Blue.
Anything for you, darling.
He really threw that glass into the fire.
I love this dude so much.
Lord Van Zeeks!
People talk of those tiny islands in the far east as if having a learning and culture of their own.
Oh, let's go!
But I see they use terms ill-advisedly.
Oh, he's going full mask off.
What are you trying to say?
Let me explain in terms that even a student of an artless backwater such as yourself might understand.
It's okay, he was written by a Japanese man.
When the bloody scene unfolded, the victim and his assailant were sitting side by side. Multiple witnesses have attested to the fact. It is the very premise of which this case is built.
But that premise may be wrong.
What?
If the victim really was sitting beside Mr. McGilded, it creates an inconsistency that can't be reconciled in any way.
Does it?
What inconsistency, counsel?
The defendant's gloves, my lord.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Both witnesses made the same testimony. They claimed that there was blood on both hands of the person sitting next to the victim.
Objection!
Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only one glove bears the gory remains.
The point is, even in the face of this irrefutable evidence, both witnesses have maintained their stance.
Yes, their testimony remains unchanged.
That's pretty spooky.
Exactly. They both adamantly swear that they clearly remember seeing blood on both hands of the assailant. In short, their memory of events is correct, and their testimony reveals the truth.
Ugh.
It was somebody else sitting beside the victim that night, a third party we have yet to identify. And the victim's blood was on that passenger's hands, both of them.
My God.
Objection!
And who was this third party?
Who knows?
Obviously, the true culprit. I don't have a name, but it's good
What's
enough.
the terminology used in Detective Conan for a mystery man?
I don't know.
Damn.
I
The
will throw
finger.
my chalice.
Extraordinary! Order! 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 What exactly are you postulating?
Yazin. Hanyin.
Objection!
just
The
criminal.
defense's postulation is just that. Nothing more than conjecture.
I'll conject you, fuckboy.
The witnesses have clearly stated that they saw the accused.
Yeah, well... Objection.
But when elaborating on his testimony, Mr. Fairplay said the two of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces.
Yes. The tops of their heads were obscured by the roof. I could see the rest of them, though.
Yes,
Guy?
that's right. Both gents are most certainly hatted, like me, except they were, like, more straight-brimmed. Mine's a little goofy. Hatters do tend to notice such things, sir.
And what particular styles of hat did the two gentlemen sport, Mr. First?
Tuck cracking jokes about it, and yet here he gets to do it.
I'm afraid I don't remember. Actually,
What?
I was kind of kidding.
And you call yourself a hatter?
The style of the hat makes no difference. There was no third passenger in that cabin.
How can you be sure?
Because if there had been, the accused, Mr. McGilded, would undoubtedly have offered a depose of the fact. To depose of the fact. Unless that is, you are proposing an even more preposterous explanation? that the accused failed to even notice the presence of the true culprit in the very cabin in which he traveled?
He's right. If there was another person traveling in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus, it's inconceivable that Mr. McGilded would have been unaware of it.
Order! There is clearly a simple solution to this problem.
Bring the accused, Mr. McGilded, to the stand.
Well, what say you, counsel?
The prosecution objects, my lord.
On what grounds?
As a suspect, he will have already made a full statement to the police.
But what if there's some reason why he's unable to speak freely?
Magnus McGilded is no uneducated ruffian.
True.
If it is indeed it turns out that the man had been withholding information, you can be sure it would have been a most deliberate act.
Oh my fuck.
Counsel for the defense, what is your opinion?
What is your opinion?
My lord, should we ask Mr. McGilded to testify? Or not? I mean, heck, let's go for it. Yes, we need to hear what he has to say in order to find out the truth.
The truth.
The defense would like to call Mr. McGilded to the stand.
In that case, I would like to hear the opinion of the jury.
Oh, here. I need a little time to consider this.
If you ask me, I think we should hear what Mr. McGilded has to say.
Get the man out here, I say!
We are eligible not to hear his testimony.
When something needs doing, he gets it done. That's how I run things at the guild.
Hearing what the patron of my favorite little park has to say. Oh, yes, that would be lovely.
Yes, the jury says a man must be heard.
I like your number one.
Very well. The court will hear the defendant's testimony. Bailiff, show the defendant to the stand at once.
I hope you've trained your Irish.
I hope you change your Irish, Doc.
No.
Now, maybe what actually happened that night will finally become clear.
Let proceedings be resumed.
You're Irish.
Mr. McGilded, have you been listening to the discourse of the day?
To be sure I have, my lord.
There are now two matters on which the court desires to hear from you. The first is whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus cabin, as proposed by the defense. The second is that if such a person was indeed present, why did you conceal that fact from the police?
Your Honor, there's always a party wherever I go. Begad, no, 'tis not in my nature to hide anything at all.
Any tin, Doc?
Just answer the questions, please.
No H's, Doc. Any tin, any tin.
You want to do the voice, you can do it. The truth of the matter is, I've been desperate for this all along. Do I tell you all, or do I keep my mouth shut?
Tell us what, Mr. McGilded?
Well, the fact that I'm a perjurer. I mean, the fine fella representing me is absolutely right. In the carriage on the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger.
Oh, man.
It's true?
That's just bounced.
Aye, and 'twas me who helped the little urchin get away after it all happened.
You... What?
Aiding and abetting.
Oh my god.
Were
I should have gone to the jury.
He's so mad about it! He's so mad!
No. Magnus McGilded. That convenient excuse can't save you now.
Oh, I'm truly sorry, Lord Francis. I'm sure you'll be wanting to know why I said nothing when I was taken in by the police. I do be having a very good reason, I assure you.
Which was?
Cab. Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time and not in any way involved, you see.
What?
If the police had known the wee one was there, they'd have assumed she'd done it. They'd have hauled her into this here courtroom just like myself. I was only trying to spare her that. Young hearts and young minds are easily damaged, my lord.
And who was this young child of whom you speak?
Susato Mikitoba. That, I don't know.
You don't know?
Aye, well, Greeting just happened to be in the carriage that night. I never saw her before or since.
Objection!
We have absolutely no reason to believe this man.
Yeah.
The prosecution calls for the witness's statements to be disregarded by the court.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised. If the urchin isn't here in this courtroom as we speak, listening to the proceedings.
What? Oh.
Oh, smoke!
Fire! There's a fire!
Look, someone's trying to get away!
I can't see anything.
What is going on?
Be careful, Mr. Naruto. Cover your face.
Oh, no.
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus.
I hereby call an emergency recess! Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom!
What the fuck?
What is this game? Dual Destinies? We were hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff, amid scenes of chaos as people stumbled over one another in their desperation to flee the chamber. We had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that for the time being, at least, the trial was suspended. Our first to be continued.
Damn. Damn. That was
Oh my
so
goodness.
long.
What a cliff!
We were in part 2 of the trial, though. So,
We're getting kind of crazy.
yeah.
Smoke
We're in
bomb!
we're in part 3 now.
Ah.
Actually, smoke bomb. 18 February, 12:52 p.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Interchamber.
What on earth just happened in there?
Mr. Naruto, I've managed to find out what happened.
Oh, how convenient. Mr. Soto.
I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade, a type of exploding device that releases smoke.
A smoke grenade? It sounds like the sort of thing ninja use.
They're just making sure everything is safe now. I think the trial will start again before long.
But who would have done something like that?
The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently.
Flee the courtroom? Why?
Well, it's a young girl of around 15, I hear.
Oh? A young girl? Then could it be? The other passenger that Mr. McGilded was just talking about?
My thoughts exactly.
So he wasn't lying. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded, actually? There are so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not here.
I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions, along with the young girl.
Who is she, I wonder? And what was she even doing here at the trial? She was taking a huge risk, and for what possible benefit to herself?
There's another matter that's troubling me.
What's that?
The 20 pence.
Huh? Oh,
According to the coachman, Mr. Beppo...
Oh, right, yes.
He took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly.
But now it seems there were, in fact, 5 passengers.
Which means the figures don't seem to add up again.
Multiplication.
Ah!
She's right. That is strange.
Math.
Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed into the courtroom. The trial will recommence in 5 minutes.
Delicious agua.
Oh, thank you, officer. We'll go in straight away.
Well, whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial.
We'll know soon enough, Miss Susato.
Yes. It's gonna alter something, I'll tell you what.
Good.
You're gonna get a different bailiff every time.
Yeah.
Good. The old Bailey courtroom.
It's 1 p.m.
There she is.
There's the young girl next to Mr. McGilded. Look. She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before.
Well, after that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus Gilded. Now then, Lord Van Zeeks,
My lord.
I believe you have established the cause of the smoke which veiled proceedings earlier?
It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade, of the sort typically employed by the army.
Jesus.
Wow. Good gracious! The army! What the devil's name?
It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery, but she was caught. And now occupies the stand.
Your name, girl? Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such pandemonium here in my courtroom? What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior? If I may, my lord. Yes, Mr. McGilded. I think perhaps I ought to explain here. Why is it that his wee lass was here in the first place? Why she tried to boat like that? She's all tied up with the events of that night, so it is. Very well, Mr. McGilded, give your testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in the case. Okay.
Just what did happen that night? It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything.
Poor Ryunosuke.
That's good.
I'm flying by the seat of my pants here.
It's high and dry right now, man.
The young girl? The night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly noted off. Then, I got a loud shot and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start.
So Irish.
There was a fella collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I sat him up on the seat across from me. Then I turned to find out where the scream had come from. And bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in a bowl, hiding her wee self away.
Big aura. So Irish.
I remain somewhat baffled, I confess. But from what I gather on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding in an omnibus. Is that correct? It's exactly as the defense counsel said. The last was the fifth passenger, my lord.
Me lord. Me lord.
Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witnesses. Are you ready, counsel?
Yes, my lord. Or rather, no. I have no idea where to start.
Ryunosuke stares off at us.
Hey, player, do you have any idea? I have no idea.
Player, do you know?
I was pretty baffled when I played this game for the first time. I was like, what is going on?
Oh,
I don't
dude,
get
seriously, there are so many cases where the first time through you're like, all right, save, load, save, load, save, load.
That's me, an ace attorney.
Hold it!
And when you first got onto the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board?
There were not. The cabin was empty.
And there was no one on the roof deck either.
You were the first passenger, as it were, I see.
Ah, you called dibs.
Aye, and that's why I took the backside as I did. It is the most comfortable, so it is.
But not Dubs.
Could you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat?
By all means. It's how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite in one which the poor gentleman who was stabbed was sitting. Like I said, it is the most comfortable and where I feel most at ease. And of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well. People look back at me too.
Ah. His face.
It's a good face. He's a funny guy.
He's a funny little man.
A loud thud, you say, and a scream.
Aye, that's right. How can I explain it?
Magnus McPogged.
It was like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise.
So, you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor, having been stabbed?
Well, now, you remember I was asleep at the time. So I wouldn't like to say. And when the sound woke me and I opened my eyes, there wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage besides the fellow on the floor.
Huh. You didn't see anyone. But at the same moment, you did hear a scream.
Ah, from the seats above you on the roof deck, I presume?
Above me, no, my lord. 'Twas from inside the cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about a scream. Oh, I was too stunned by the desperate sight right before my eyes.
Woo! Like he's like the gnome, yeah. Woo!
You set him up? The victim, you mean?
That I did. On the seat across from me, as I said. I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone.
No.
And you wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would you?
I might.
I like to tamper with crime scenes. It's common courtesy, so it is.
I find that a little hard to believe.
Lord Van Six. Now why would that be?
Give us your best ara ara, Duck.
Ora.
Right itself.
Ara ara, Van Six.
Seek summer.
You wait to find a man laying dead at your feet in the carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of London society, that is.
Oh, fuck.
Well, now, as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business.
The business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest?
Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone was thankful for the help I offered him, and some would even see me dead. So I do try, where at all possible, to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble.
Are you suggesting that you were just going to leave the man there?
Heavens alive, no! I wasn't always intending to report it, so I was. Only, I had a mind to find out the whys and wherefores first.
The whys and wherefores. You said the same thing twice, so...
Right you are. There were some details I want to understand before anyone else got to meddling. The way you scream I heard, for example.
That we scream.
Wouldn't your good self just do the same?
Yes. The scream he says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing.
Hold it!
I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court that there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim.
So I did, sir, so I did. As far as I could see, that is.
What do you mean by that?
What does he mean by that? Hold on.
What do you mean by this?
Well, now, 'tis a queer thing. The wee dream I heard as I woke up. It came from, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me backside.
Good gracious!
Under your backside.
His butt was screaming!
And when I lifted the seat on which I'd been sitting, I found there was a wee cubby hole there for storage.
Mr. Naruhodo, we can examine the omnibus ourselves, remember?
Yes, of course. The whole bus was submitted as evidence. We did see that.
This would be a very good time to have a thorough look around inside.
We could have another look, I suppose, but
Yeah, I mean, why not? It's a very good time, right?
And that's when I found her.
This is all seeming very familiar.
A little bit.
the scene of a murder.
Wait a second.
Was that there before?
That blood wasn't there before!
I don't remember that being there, no.
I don't remember at
Very
all.
interesting.
Yabe!
That's blood, isn't it?
Is something wrong?
Oh, it's just... Well, this bloodstain is so obvious, that's all. And yet, Van Six has made no mention of it.
You can't see the color red.
I suppose that does seem a little strange.
Why do I have such a bad feeling about this?
Well, Josh, did they load the wrong model thinking you wouldn't look until now? We did just have a very smoke-filled recess in the court.
Boy, when did someone bleed all over my bus?
Oh man,
Oh man!
the case is popping.
Well, let's get in there.
This seat has a handle, it seems.
And all the
Oh man,
Ah, shenanigans!
oh man.
all the luggage is gone.
Shenanigans!
This is a storage compartment, but there's nothing in here. It's totally empty. Something doesn't seem right here,
Something
but
just
I
hit me.
can't put my finger on what it is.
What could have just hit you, Ron?
The smoke grenade.
Oh yeah, yeah. Speaking of that, I can't explain it right now. I'll have to explain it later. That's nefarious. Holy shit.
It's very
Work of an
nefarious.
Phoenix Wright omnibus.
Mm-mm.
Is there anything else? You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure.
We did this line before. Right, okay. I need to check to see one thing.
We walk inside. Von Karma's in there, he zaps us.
Oh no!
Wait, those shouldn't be invented now. They are now.
I think that's everything, Christian.
Yeah, I think so. When were tasers invented? When
Time for
were
a Google
ta-
search.
When were... The original first-generation taser was introduced to law enforcement in 1974. So we are
It didn't really.
70 years off.
Hold it!
You say she was hiding herself.
Oh, that's right. It was hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball. When our eyes met, well, me heart nearly stopped beating in my chest.
You're really overacting this.
Still, I pulled her out from under there. And sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chain wag with her.
The seat opposite.
That's right, the same place I put the dead guy. Just next to the dead gentleman there.
Oh,
You sat this young girl next to a corpse, sir?
well, I didn't want to sit
Well-
next to him.
As I'm sure I mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. So, I needed to find out just who this urchin was, you see. And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream, a fella's voice this time.
Presumably that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats.
Aye! Right you are again, I should say, sir. Looking down through the starlight, he must have seen this young girl and a gentleman with a knife in his belly.
In other words, the previous witnesses did not in fact see you at all, Mr. McGill did. But they believed you yourself, and the victim was in fact this girl and the late Mr. Mason.
Aye, my lord. I was, as I think everyone ever understands now, sat at the back of the carriage out of sight.
Aye, my lord.
Very convenient.
It is certainly plausible. The defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature, and readily confused perhaps with this young girl.
After that, of course, with the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses.
Thank you, I've heard enough.
Okay.
Guilty.
The events I've explained are clear in my mind.
I've heard enough. Guilty.
However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is this girl?
Her name is... What? Her name is Jean Lestrade, my lord. She's a chancer, earns her crust among large crowds, relieving people of their purses. It's commonly called a pickpocket.
What?
This girl here? A petty thief?
Thief!
Thief!
Chancer, huh?
Order! Order! Is this true, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question!
Oh my god.
He's dead!
Oh my god.
How dare you! What is the meaning of this? She gone! Oh! Girl, she's gone!
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I'm over here!
Lord gracious! How?
What was the point in that little sidestep?
I know what you lot are thinking! Grown-ups are all the same! This dirty little dipper, you'll say, slipped up and got caught on the job! She got herself backed into a corner, so she knifed the gent! Go on, that's what's in your heads, ain't it?
Brilliant. No, not at all. This is a court of law. We're here to determine the truth, not cast...
What is this, Dual Destinies? Look, knives is for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. All I need for what I do is these fingers. I'm a professional, alright? Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do.
It's a nice animation. Let me guess. You don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs.
Oh, this? Yeah, this is in the bag I lifted the other day. Down where they keep their four-wheel drags.
Pardon?
It's nice, isn't it? I like the pink best.
Oh, let's see it.
Do not wave that thing in my direction again!
So, you admit that you were riding the omnibus on the night in question.
It's all right, lass. You can tell them the truth now.
Better.
Alright, yeah. It's just like the Irishman said.
The court accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony, if you please.
Oh, Christ. It's killing me already.
You will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night of the question.
Yeah, alright. If I have to.
Ah.
Yeah, Lestrade is a Sherlock Holmes character. But, you know, different
What the girl
in
saw.
this interpretation.
So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always. But it was a real waste of time. Got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I'll tell you, can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Then after a while, I hear this loud bang nearly jump out my skin, I did. And the scream just came out. It's because that swell found me. They did help me get away, mine.
Good.
I am very interested in this character.
You're doing a great job with her voice.
Try my best.
You're doing great, though.
Thanks, Xenoblade 3.
Yes, he let you go.
I fail to understand why you would let this straight urchin go, Mr. McGilded.
Oh, 'tis simplicity itself, my lord.
Street rat. Street rat. I don't buy that.
You see, she couldn't have possibly killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact. I killed him.
How?
As I'm sure I said before, sir, I killed him.
You're my defendant, sir. Please. Please stop.
I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself.
I think a demonstration is called for.
Miss Lestrade, get in there. Mr.
This is what I
McKillen,
was
sit on top.
like.
And the cubbyhole of which you have spoken is underneath the seat, I presume?
It's empty now.
Yes, it does appear just large enough to accommodate someone of this ghost stature.
Aye, but of course the wee lass was stuck in there. Because I'd parked myself on the seat for the duration.
Oh,
So you see, that's why they let the lass bolt. I knew that if the police found her there, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. But I couldn't live with myself if her young life was ruined, and all the time I knew she was innocent.
even though you must have realized your action would have resulted in your own innocence being called into question.
Yeah?
Not at all, me lord, not at all. Arr. I knew that in my own heart that I was innocent.
Her?
I thought it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass.
My goodness. What a perfect gentleman.
My lord. This fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this.
This handsome gent.
I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir. Hey,
Hey!
Full innocence.
Not yet.
trial's over, let's get out of here.
One
Calm,
left.
calculated reasoning. What arrives clear, the truth every time.
Ooh,
Now we
that's
fall.
all of it. Hey!
GG.
No.
Or is it?
Saints alive! All 6 members of the jury consensually lean to a verdict of not guilty?
Oh,
Are
man,
we
do
truly
get to
done
see-
here?
Do we get to see?
This. Well, it must mean.
Do we get to see him doing a summation examination? We just sit here for like 10 minutes while he goes through that. It must mean what?
That we're victorious.
That. We. What? Are you sure? Oh! Oh
If
god,
the
now I'm
sight of
horny.
my Jordan's Wellington offends, pray do forgive the discourtesy.
I do like how she was like, oh.
This is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices.
Oh my god. HG XY filing.
Where evidence and reasoning should be paramount, emotion rules the day.
Emotion.
The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature.
What do you mean, his true nature?
Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission?
I mean, maybe.
After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in their investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings.
Oh fuck.
It's noted in black and white here in the police report.
Good lord!
The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate with Mr. McGillen's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat.
Oh my god.
What?
That's
This is the
right.
part where they make you play a Tetris minigame to fit her in the luggage.
Order! Order! How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been effected, Council?
Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the
Constabulary.
constabulary in allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty. Well, my Nepalese friend,
Me?
when the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail, as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law.
Is he self-respecting though?
Pray, what did you find the condition of the under-seat compartment to be?
Oh, to be sure. Young gentleman will be able to clear this up in a jiffy.
Sorry?
Go ahead. You tell the court now, fella. How this is all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Zeeks.
Well, Council, do you have something to say on this matter?
Oh fuck.
Oh shit.
This is getting real good. How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment under the seat in the omnibus?
I didn't look.
I mean, we have to tell the truth, right?
I mean,
Well, did you?
that's-
First of all, did you look?
Yeah.
we did look,
We did.
Okay,
look.
you did look. Okay.
and it wasn't empty. But okay. I really don't know if giving this answer is helping my cause as counsel for the defense. But as far as I remember, at least, when I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it, yes.
Oh, are you sure, Council?
Say it again,
Alright,
Doug.
Louise. What are you saying now, you daft doll? I thought you were at my side here.
Oh man, did we get some points with Van Seeks there?
What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the man in the stand. Why would you say something to compromise his position?
As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand. But it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible.
Interesting.
Oh, it's not all to get a prison, fella.
He's so mad.
I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilded.
Well, Don't forget that you're supposed to be representing my best interests here, lad. Now then. A fella's memory is a curious thing, not altogether reliable. No, the court must consider the facts. That there cubbyhole under the seat is as empty as a devil's heart, so it is. You think perhaps it would be in your best interests now to admit that you might have been mistaken?
The fuck?
Why? Why do I feel like something's not right here?
So that
Something's
angle.
not right here.
So that angle I saw before is getting a little more clear.
I should like the jury to weigh on this matter, I think.
Stop drinking in court.
That compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. The Guild's rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times. So it certainly wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. Beppo isn't that irresponsible. That money-lending fleecer and the pick purse are lying.
Oh,
No
There you go.
longer full innocence.
I can't believe I was nearly taken in. This stinking rich always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, the lot of them. What? Oh no. It's a trick. Of course it's a trick.
Love this voice, Christian.
Thank you.
Quite so. I must concur here.
We're even.
With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time.
Please.
Yes, but every time a different truth, it seems.
And lo, let the case continue.
My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate.
Thank you, counsel.
You're very...
But before we proceed any further, there is the matter of the outstanding cross-examination.
It is a pretty good one.
Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please.
Please.
Yes, my lord. What just happened? The whole balance of the trial just shifted, almost beyond recognition. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem.
I have to point out that we went through 2 scale shifts and a Jordan's to get to a cross-examination.
Oh yeah, baby. Ba,
Ooh.
ba, ba, ba.
So, you were already in the omnibus before it even set off on its run.
Well, yeah. I mean, what's the point of spending a jelly to make a few bob, eh? It's the rum in it.
I suppose she means there's no point spending money to make money. It actually makes sense.
Counsel, may I remind you that this girl is a petty thief? Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants.
Well, that does clear up the little mystery of the fares and all. 4 paying passengers at 5 pence apiece, taking the 20 to which the cabman testified. And 1 little scapegrace riding for free.
Hey, the red Concover driver always goes for some grab before he does run, see? That's when I slip into the carriage and get myself in under the seat. Nice and easy, right?
But your hiding place is a storage compartment, full of equipment for the coach. No?
The real reason Beppo's so poor is because she always throws his shit out.
Yeah, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot on there, sure. I always chuck her out and cram in the corner somewhere. No one ever seems to bother much.
And yet, according to the report filed by the police officer who arrived at the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia.
Paraphernalia.
Paraphernalia. Thank you.
Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all that stuff out so I could hide under the seat. That's all I can tell you.
It seems we've reached the end of that line of inquiry. Continue.
I gotta read an encyclopedia before we start.
I think you know all these words wrong, but you've never seen them written out.
That's yeah. I did know that one.
A waste of time. Why is that?
Well, most nights I'm on my own in the god per minute.
What?
I'm on my own in the god permit at least some of the time. What?
What?
What? Now hold
God's
on.
surely with you there, Miss Lestrade.
You're too British for me.
Most nights I'm on my own in the god permit at least some of the time. This is too British for me.
Well, you see,
I beg
Okay,
your
here we go.
pardon? Did you say God permit?
Oh yeah. Well, that's what my kind call it. You'd say the omnibus, I suppose. The point is, any normal run the carriage and got no one in it for a while.
And that's when you come out of your hiding place and get away?
That's it. Only that night. Oh, this cove is set on me seat from the start. And he didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch. I was totally stuck.
Do you mean to tell us that you were present in the carriage for the duration? You were under the seat the entire time while events unfolded in the enclosed cabin?
Yeah. Right, mister?
Check out the enclosed instruction book.
to be sure, I was as shocked as anyone. You don't expect to leave the cushion you've been sat on and find a child, now do you?
I mean, as a kindergarten teacher,
Oh no!
So this Miss Lestrade couldn't possibly be the culprit then? Or could she?
Unless.
So you couldn't see out into the cabin at all?
Hey, not a jot. Most days I push the curtain up with my head and look out the crack. And I can have a butcher's at who I'm gonna fiddle.
I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher.
I mean, I can have a look. The seat I get under ain't as plush as the other ones, see? So most of the time the passengers plat themselves opposite. But for some reason I know the Irishman spent the whole journey right over the head.
This was... I had been voicing this game out loud for myself, and I'd been giving
Yeah?
him a Scottish voice.
Oh,
That was the
no!
first time it said that he's an Irishman, and I was like,
Irish.
fuck you. I can do an Irish. Or, Rionosuke said something.
Oh, fuck, shit. Yes, fuck. Ah.
And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out. I see.
Well, truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in the clink. But it's the only place to ride in them carriages, so it's Hobson's choice.
What?
I love her!
Why doesn't she just stick to picking people's pockets in the open then? I'd say there's some reason that she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor.
So anyways, I was a bit scared, but I had to just stick it out under there, nothing else for it.
Pick to pick a pickled pockets.
Hobson's choice. It's so fucking English.
When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor?
Huh?
It could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. The point is, it made me jump.
And you let out a scream involuntarily.
That's right. And then I felt the cushion over me head get light all of a sudden.
Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes.
Oh, sorry. Or
Or not.
it could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab his victim, could it not?
Well, girl, did you see what happened in that crucial moment?
Yeah, I saw it.
Da.
I pushed out the cushion and had a quick butcher's while I had the chance, didn't I? The Irishman was sitting up, the bloke waited for on the floor in the seat opposite. And that matches Mr. McGilden's account, of course. But then, the fella suddenly turns around and looks right at me. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. I should never have risked looking. Swell.
And when Mr. McGilder discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place.
I need water. was scared stiff, I was. I dragged me out and sat me down the seat and all.
Next to the victim, Mr. Mason.
Yeah, the bloke had a knife in his guts. He was still bleeding. And the carriage lurched a bit and he ended up falling onto me. How awful. Both my hands got covered in blood. That made me feel sick as a dog.
Ooh. Both her hands covered in blood. That must be what the rooftop passengers saw. After that, I believe you talked with Mr. McGilded for a while. Is that correct?
He asked me some stuff. Wanted to know my name and what I was up to and that. And I heard something from above. Someone screamed.
Yes, Mr. First on the roof deck, one would presume.
Well, I didn't want no one to see me face, so I didn't look up. And the horses were drawn up smartish, and this Irishman says to me, "Get back under the seat. I'll see that you can get away later." All 6 members of the jury had decided the defendant was innocent.
For one brief shining moment, yes.
It's clear that they are all still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony, I'm sure we could clinch the verdict we want.
Yes, I think you're right. And I have this niggling feeling. Something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it.
Well,
Okay.
what is it? What could it possibly be?
What could it possibly be?
Um...
What do you think it is, guys?
Is it something with the bang?
How could she jump?
Doug?
What evidence? What evidence do we have here? Autopsy? Crime scene? I mean, we'd examine the autopsy further if that says something. Not that I can see.
No.
You know, there were 2 screams.
Yeah. Hers.
But how many, well,
First was her scream, and then was
Yeah.
Mr. First's
Mr.
scream.
First.
yeah, but how many screams have other people testified about?
I mean, is there any testimony for that?
I don't think there's any, like, you know, transcript of it in our evidence, but so far they've only testified about 1.
Josh. What a genius. This armband is...
Starband is suspicious.
He found you. Get away. That makes sense. That one makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's a lie. She has the stolen gun. Oh, actually, that's from a different day, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Hold it.
I'm not sure.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember. I'm not being coy. It's been a while.
I understand.
Did we?
Did we press everything?
Yeah.
I did, right? Yeah. Well, he did help you get away. That's consistent with other testimony.
Can we her pitch comment again? Can we? Yeah, can we press here again?
Yeah. Ah, here we are. We must have missed it. I must have been going too fast.
Excuse me.
Is something wrong, Mr. McGilded?
Oh, I too apologize. Was there something the matter, Counsel?
I'm just wondering if Miss Lestrade's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps. You seem to be thinking something to yourself.
Oh, no, no. 'Twas nothing important.
'Twas nothing.
I was feeling bad for the poor lass is all. I don't remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad shut up in the dark. 'Twas terrifying, so it was.
I see. Yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm still scared of the dark now.
Ah, Reno's gay.
At least you made it out of the closet. And I don't know about yourself. But I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem not much louder as well.
Yeah. I suppose it does, maybe.
Miss Lestrade? Did you hear something that night? Anything? An unusual noise, perhaps?
Nah, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring.
The japers! There's no need to tell the whole world of me foibles, you little scamp!
What a pity. If only Miss Lestrade had heard something. It might have given us a vital new clue.
Yes. What should we make of that last statement of hers?
It's profoundly important!
For some reason we don't quite know yet.
Profoundly.
My lord, I believe the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important.
Profoundly important? But all she said was that she heard nothing.
Yes, which is the profoundly important point. I'm almost sure of it.
I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern Mind, Council. Nevertheless,
Some more quaint racism.
Miss Gina Lestrade, you will supplement your formal testimony by repeating that last statement, please.
What? Supplement? What are you on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do. Well, it won't work on me.
That's right. Insult the judge. Always a good move. Well, it's worked for all the prosecutors, I suppose.
Sure was.
Hold it!
So you were straining to hear what was happening the entire time? Since the moment you hid yourself?
Not exactly, no.
Sorry?
Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. I could just push the cushion up and have a butcher's to see what was what. But then when I saw this swell getting on, it got me head down so he didn't notice me.
And Mr. McGilder sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct?
Yeah, but you had him and Even, eh? What a mug! And so on could he was listening. I was waiting to jump out of there as soon as I heard him leave, see? But Woody, not likely. Even though we stopped here and there, I never heard the door open. So I just had to stay put and listen to him driving his pigs to market, snoring like an old dog he was.
Well,
Driving his pigs to market.
Are there any
She's great.
Are there any conclusions we can draw from that, I wonder?
Doesn't add up. Where's Mason?
Where's Dr. Mason?
Oh yeah. Miss Lestrade, what you have just told the court is clearly at odds with the facts.
Ah?
Yeah, because there was
At
another guy who
odds?
got on.
Are you sure, man?
Absolutely.
It seems my learned Nipponese friend is not as dull-witted as I feared.
So, Van Six realized it too.
That's right.
Counsel! I must insist that you both your claim of evidence, or some implicit party's name at the very least.
Yes, my lord.
I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court.
According to Miss Lestrade, she was hiding in the omnibus that night. She had nothing but the sound of Mr. McGilden snoring. But think, Ryunosuke, think.
Think, Ryunosuke.
There's something else she should have heard.
Yeah.
It's always show a person when this comes up. Very well, my lord. Allow me to elaborate. On a particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. The sound very clearly explained by the presence of the following person.
All right.
Take that!
Take that!
Thrice fired mace?
Yes, my lord. The sound that Miss Lestrade cannot have failed to hear is that of the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus.
Explain the reasoning, Counsel!
Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person on board the omnibus. Is that correct?
Yeah, of course it was. I got on with the driver who was in the pub, didn't I?
And the next person to board the omnibus was Mr. McGilden.
That it was. Not a soul was in the cabin when I climbed aboard. At least, not in plain sight.
So you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at the time?
Did I not just say as much? I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, I saw him get on, remember? Through the crack under the seat cushion. He was on his own for sure.
And, from what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after that on its onward journey. During which time, did you not hear the door opening or closing at all?
No, I never heard it. That's exactly what I was listening for, weren't it? Waiting for this swell to leave.
In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage? Ooh. We know that the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statement about what she did or did not hear is at odds with the facts.
Oh my god.
Yes, this petty thief's statement was clearly flawed.
Lord Van Zix!
Yes. He knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestrade's statement.
It would seem words of thanks are in order for my learned friend.
What are you talking about?
You have demonstrated matters impeccably. This witness and her colorful statements are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths. Nothing more.
She's
fell on her
now been
face.
buttonized.
Is it right?
How could the victim possibly not have had the omnibus? That makes sense further.
This girl is a pickpocket. Just look at that.
Oh no! Grandma!
Granny!
There we go.
Granny!
Oh, no.
Ah, she didn't even say anything.
I didn't want to judge the dear little mite just because she had some rather naughty ways. But I must say, I can't abide liars.
And neither can I.
Mr. Foreman,
I didn't want to judge the girl just because she has some less than salubrious ways. But I must say, I cannot abide a liar.
he's so cute.
Jeez. Yeah. He's like a little plush.
Don't squeeze me.
Mr. Naruto, that's 5 jury members leaning towards guilty.
Time for another swig.
Well, your consideration for the others is refreshing, my Nepenthes friend. To the considerable troubles you have spared me.
Oh, that's his first actual sip, yeah.
Yes, very refreshing.
Drunk in court.
Gah!
Tastes like fruit punch.
What are you playing at? Have you forgotten who you're working for, you Eastern Amadan?
This is carnage. It's perfect. Rero. Juror number 2 is the only one left.
Mr. Naruhodo, the way this is going.
I know. If we can't find some new way to convince everyone of Mr. McGilder's innocence, the judge will rule and we'll have lost.
I very much wanted to believe the words of one of London's most respected gentlemen, but those of us in service know we must accept hard truths.
Hold it!
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Yes, the witness's last statement seems to have revealed a critical inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed an entirely new light on this whole case.
What are you saying?
Ooh, I'm seeing it.
Counsel?
I'm sorry, sir. Whatever do you mean?
Counsel, I will not tolerate you attempting to peruse my adjudication! Explain yourself at once!
When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, that carriage door was not heard opened a single time, as testified by the witness in the stand.
And yet the victim's body was found inside the carriage!
If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus?
If only there was some other way to get inside.
Get inside the omnibus that could only be opened from the outside.
Oh man, what is going on? There's only one way to explain how the victim came to be inside the carriage. There is another entrance. If the door wasn't opened even once, the only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way.
Objection!
I wondered what new fantasy you would come up with when your blind panic. But behold, the omnibus is here for all to see. Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with a door, the other only has windows. Fixed windows, which you cannot possibly open. In short, there is no entrance to the cabin other than the door.
Look up, Van Zieks.
But there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered.
Oh, really?
Yes, one other way inside that isn't the door.
This is the first, like, real court case, by the way. This is the first. This shit's gonna get crazy.
Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin.
Alright, counsel. The defense will identify the location for the court.
Like, in comparison to the first Phoenix Wright game, this is the red-white of the cases list, right? Like, we had the prologue one in Japan, which is already hard as fuck, and then and we're doing this. This is like the red-white comparable case. And what's happening in Phoenix Wright? Oh, she ran left and right, and then you smashed her with a statue. Fucking
Well,
Impossible, I would say.
case 2 didn't have a court.
yeah. I'm just saying, like, the jump is just staggering. It's wonderful.
It's either red, white, or the that
Samurai.
case.
Oh,
It's the
sorry.
samurai case.
Where on earth is this entrance by which you propose the victim entered the cabin? What do you think?
Where indeed? Lord Amber, thanks for the 29 months. Happy Mother's Day. That's me.
Oh.
What do we think? Could it possibly be?
Take that!
Take that!
They called him Jumpman in some respects.
The answer is obvious. It can only have been the skylight.
I say! The skylight?
Oh man, this case is popping.
Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words. However,
Objection!
Fuck you! The skylight may well be large enough for someone to pass through.
Objection!
so you claim. But do you have a shred of evidence to support your addle-brained theory?
Both Mr. McGilded and Miss Lestrade said the same in their testimonies. They each claimed to have heard a loud thud, such as the noise made by someone falling to the floor.
Yes, which has already been explained. As the sound of the victim falling from his seat having been assaulted with the dagger.
Yes, it has. But would a man slipping from the seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witnesses describe? A noise loud enough to cause Miss Lestrade to let out an involuntary cry, in fact.
Good gracious!
Perhaps, in fact. That was the moment that the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it.
Objection!
Objection!
Oh,
You're now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin.
I'm having a great day, Lord Ever. This case is popping.
That's simply impossible!
How can you be so sure?
is there an investigation section in this case?
Nope.
Nope.
Because,
Oh my God.
Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight, as you say, the passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen. And yet, not one person has made mention of such events in their testimony.
Well, yes, that's true, but
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Fuck.
Might a humble fella make a wee comment here?
Mr. McGilded,
To be sure now, the two fellas who were sat on the roof that testified before said nothing of the victim falling through the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, that 'tis not so much a case of them not saying, but aye, 'tis a case of them being unable to say.
what?
I think perhaps the two fellas do be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. Would you not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
Oh my goodness. Surely not.
What? Those two chaps on the roof?
You mean the one who struck the knife in the man were...
Oh! Oh, fuck. We're back.
Just what exactly are you insinuating here, you blitherer?
You rotter, he said. You rotter. What are you insinuating?
My guy is just
He's
turned
making
into a
horse
Monopoly.
noises! What is...
He's just turned into a Monopoly character.
This is a flaming outrage. I have a good mind to give you a blink in a minute.
And you have a motive, good sir.
He'll give you a shiner in a minute, he said. And so will I. Ha!
Mr. Fairplay. And the other one.
You're counting me out.
Effectively accusing me, a city gentleman and a well-respected banker.
And me, a very, very angry hatter.
Suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. It's a disgrace. It's scandalous. Ugh. I protest. I protest in the strongest possible terms.
That's right. I protest too. About you, you rotten scoundrel.
Holy shit.
This is going direction.
Order! Order! This is not the time, witnesses! I will not permit this wanton invasion of the stand! Return to the anteroom at once!
But this is beyond reason, my lord. It's outrageous.
It's very hurtful, you know.
My lord, if I may comment,
Go ahead, Lord Van Zeeks.
it was the defense that incited this outburst from the witnesses. My learned friend has seen it fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof.
Accuse? I never intended to.
It seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting.
I want your English tongue.
Whoa!
Hello.
You propose to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus. That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of such events. You have branded these gentlemen liars. You have intimidated their criminal guilt. In our British courts of law, this is what is termed a baseless accusation.
I know I was rash to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but you can't just dismiss it without a second thought. Or what are we wasting time for? Get them to testify!
I thought there was something fishy about that hat from the when I laid out.
Oh, yes!
We have to see this matter through now, one way or another.
If there's filth and rubbish in our midst, we must dispose of it at once.
Testify.
Yeah, keep kicking to the grave!
Testify.
What's happening, Mr. Naruhodo?
The spectators in the public gallery are... They're in a complete frenzy. So am I.
The
What is
backing
going
track
on?
is so good.
Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First!
My lord?
You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony in reference to the indictment brought by the defense.
Yes, my lord.
I didn't come here for this.
He's so happy about it.
There's no time to think this through. All I can do is keep pushing forward.
Holy shit. Holy shit!
This is an angle.
Refuting the accusation.
We were the only two people on that roof deck, dead or alive. I can swear to that.
Anything can happen while we were sitting. Don't you think one or another of us would have noticed?
In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man.
The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. You couldn't possibly have opened it.
If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof?
Alright, there was a fat lie in there.
I must say that on listening to his testimony, it is somewhat hard to imagine how either witness could perform any malevolent act on this open rooftop deck without the other noticing forthwith.
That's right, you see.
Right. We're innocent, I tell you.
Although logically, of course, the argument falls down to the two of you were in collusion with one another.
What? According to investigations by Scotland Yard, the two witnesses share no common dealings.
Ha! Well, I don't trust coppers any more than I trust this stinking rich. I love this man.
He's the best!
He's good.
That's why I wanted him to be here. Something doesn't feel right here.
By the way, Duck, can we get a quack?
Mr.
Gabe
Frost,
is literally messaging me in DMs demanding it.
the trial is going in our favor, really. So why do I feel so uneasy?
Counsel for defense, over to you. Your cross-examination, please.
Oh, yes, my lord.
Well, well, well. Play that theme.
We were the only two people on the roof deck dead. Oh,
It's okay, Ron. I
I'm
appreciate
just
your
practicing my voice.
exuberance.
So, so at no time did the victim, Mr. Mason, climb up to join you on the roof deck?
Absolutely not. Dickon.
What did you call me?
No question about it, he said. None at all. Oh, but yes, of course. I remember seeing them both. I saw the victim inside the enclosed cabin talking with this man here.
Is this true, Mr. McGilded?
The pointing. His face, look at Mr. First face.
He's so furrowed!
Dear me, my lord, at risk of repeating myself. I boarded the omnibus alone and nodded off inside almost immediately.
That's an outright lie. Without doubt, you were engaged in.
Let me stop you right there, fella, and ask, do you have any evidence at all? At all? It's all about evidence in the courts these days, so it is. You'd do well to remember that.
I saw you. I saw you with my own eyes.
They're so mad.
This is going so well.
They're so mad.
Hold it!
Smashing press.
Well, it was on the final run of the omnibus at past 10 o'clock in the evening. It would certainly have been quite dark. Perhaps too dark to see clearly?
Is this some kind of luck?
Is this some kind of joke, he said? Is that what this is?
Or perhaps one or the other of you fell asleep briefly.
Are you fair dinkum, sir?
Are you serious, sir? That's what he said. It's impossible, I tell you.
I'd give you the keys to the vault if you could fall asleep in that bit of cold. And if you did manage it, your eyelids would freeze shut and you'd never open them again.
Fair dinkum.
That's extreme.
It was extreme, I tell you, and we had to put up with it because this man had locked the door. Any true gent would have unlocked it and let me in when I knocked. I'm dreadfully sorry about that, young fella. But you see, I was away with the fairies and I didn't hear you at all. That's a lie. I saw you through the glass. You were talking to someone. No. It was a cold night, so it was. People do be seeing things that aren't real in the cold. It's hardly surprising. Seeing things.
This is amazing. I believe we've reached an impasse here on this particular point.
Oh, you! Don't take it personally now, lad. If I'm a suspect in this case, and 'tis only fair that you and the other fiend are too. Open and free competition is what a capitalist society is all about.
Oh, he's a capitalist.
I mean, yeah.
This isn't a competition I should be like to be involved in, really.
Right, John? Gallops angrily.
Can
Yeah,
we scroll to the side and look what Gina is up to? I'm just curious because she's
She's gone.
Spanish.
She's
Bye.
gone, dude. She's out.
She's in
nothing to do with it.
full Jotaro mode.
Blessed child.
Now, I'm gonna let everyone on the call know. Gina's gonna be around for the next 2 games, like forever.
2 games. Whoa, there's a 3rd game.
Doc, you know what I meant. So the rest of this game and Grace 22, she's permanent. This is not a one-off.
Her last name is Lestrade. She had to be.
Gallops angrily.
Gallops angrily.
So true
Gallops
though.
cutely. So, you had never met Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason before?
Oh, Loom, no. Not once, never.
He had never met the man before, he said. Never.
And you, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either?
That's right, sir. I'm very calm. Colors don't have much to do with brickmaking, to be perfectly honest, sir.
No, I imagine not.
You see? How many different ways can I put this? Neither of us has the remotest connection to the gentlemen who are inside the cabin.
Ooh.
Oh, that smells like bullshit to me, oh, it does.
Fair play.
We're gonna finish this first, and then we'll go back to it.
Oh, the council's ready. Let's slide. That's right. This is about motive, and we had none.
No. Motive, huh?
And, well, that's not all, is it? You really missed that, I can't believe you.
Almost should we?
Hold it!
He's yucking it up.
Yuck, yuck, yuck.
Never.
Well, now. Excuse me.
Well, now.
Mr. McGilded,
Oh, yes, Counselor. What can I be doing you for?
did the witness's last statement give you pause for thought somehow?
Well,
Not the remotest connection. Is that right? Now I wonder.
Ah,
Oh, sorry. What are you insinuating now?
Ah, Mr. Fairplay. That's been too long, so it has.
Eh?
If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe 'tis fast approaching, is it not? Your repayment date.
I beg your pardon?
You borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir.
At an
unconscionable.
unconscionable rate of interest. You tricked me. It's extortion.
Extortion.
Well, now, is that a touch of begrudgery, is it? It's sort of begrudgery that might motivate a fella to pass his crimes off on another.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, get in!
Ugh.
ah,
And young Mr. First. Me, sir? What do you want with me, sir? You do be making hats for a living, do you not? That there top hat sliding about on your head. Is that one of your own creations, is it? Oh, well, I'm still just an apprentice, you understand.
oh, really?
I'm learning to find the perfect fit for whatever fine jet walks through the door. Or the skylight. The perfect fit, is it? Well, it is a very distinctive design, so it is. Many customers like it, I tell you. They like a distinctive touch. Customers, such as Bryce Fired Mason.
Can we look at his portrait?
Well,
Can we look at his portrait? Yes, we can.
yeah.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
It sure is a very distinctive hat design.
Uh-oh.
There was a photographic print that the victim submitted as evidence before, my lord.
Oh, this you mean?
Oh, yeah.
I can't help thinking that the poor fellow's hat looks mighty familiar, wouldn't you say?
How did you get mighty from distinctly?
I made a choice.
Oh, fuck.
It was creative.
Not create emotion.
Oh! Oh!
Oh,
That's one of my hats! High entities. So it would seem the brickmaker was a customer of yours.
Oh, my God.
There's
A sort of customer out wager. You could have had a wee quarrel with over the distinctiveness of your goods.
Lamau.
Oh no, sir. Absolutely not, sir.
Look at Bruce is just eating over there still.
Well, there's really nothing more to add. It wouldn't be right to say that the two fellas here haven't the remotest connection to the victim, you see. I rest my case.
Not guilty.
You little weasel. Ah.
He's better at this than I am.
Gosh, Mr. McGilded has certainly been through his research, hasn't he?
Are you sure you need a lawyer?
Please, don't let me little interruption hold up the proceedings.
Just got an achievement called Hat Hunter.
Yep, that's the
Yeah!
that's the one achievement in this case. If you hadn't gotten it there, I would have told you to get it.
Ah!
Hold it!
Hold it!
Are you quite certain about that? That the skylight was shut the entire time?
Sorry. I'm gonna lose my block with you in a minute.
He's going to lose his rag with you in a minute. That's what he said.
That's make less sense.
Take a look for yourself. Go on. You see, it's shut fast now, just like it was on the night.
Ah, yes, it's shut right now. That means it was shut then, too. What is? Of course, a fellow the size of Mr. Mason could likely break right through ceiling all.
What?
Just looking at the size of the thing, you understand.
Now you hold on a minute here, sir. The size of the team doesn't matter. Not on its own. Let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we?
Let's stop biting our cane, shall we?
Oh, it's made of
It's
cane.
giving me the shivers.
I was riding an omnibus on another occasion when, well, I broke wind. Badly. Boy! That was a weird thing to say. Anyways, I shocked myself with it, as it happens.
This is an unexpected confession, Mr. First.
It really doesn't have anything to do with the case. I mean, the point is I tried to open the skylight, you see. Just my luck, I couldn't make it, but the stench is terrible.
Guilty.
There's no hat that can hide that kind of shame, I tell you. Everyone was looking daggers at me, sir. I went as red as rouge, I did.
Oh my god!
Are you expecting me to sentence you?
No, sir. The point, the skylight, you can't open it. I tried, and what the hell are you talking about? I was inside that cabin of shame.
She's built up enough power.
Do you have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade?
Yeah, it's fucking disgusting, it's what it is.
I bet you were under the seat that time, too.
Oh god.
Miss Lestrade,
Eye opens.
uh-huh.
It's skylight. This is what we're talking about, right? All them skylights open, dead easy.
More easily than you can load that weapon?
Why, I tell you. Otherwise, when I broke wind, I
Could you not wave your ass when you're saying you broke wind?
Oh my god!
Look at his face.
I can't take this. Oh, you can't do it from inside, you mug.
so when I subjected everyone to all that, it really wasn't my fault.
Lord Umbran,
He was talking about another time he was riding on the carriage. He was inside and he farted real bad.
Yeah,
He tried to open the skylight.
I broke wind on new non-consecutive occasions.
Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof of one of them drags. I had a great hole. I mean, I had places coming out my ears.
Miss Lestrade, this is not the forum to be eulogizing on the subject of your criminal activities.
Well, anyway, I had a bit of a scare. One of the last bloke's person got wise to me. All four of them surrounded me, so I couldn't hop off the bus and leg it. So what I did, I used the skylight, opened the catch and jumped right through.
What?
Yeah, the catch for them skylights is on the top side. That's why you can't open them from the cabin.
The skylight opens from the roof deck?
Bailiff! Climb up onto the roof of this omnibus at once and verify this witness's claims!
Ugh. It slides right open.
Oh, my head.
See? My goodness.
Order! 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 So, it appears that the street girl statement is quite true.
I don't believe it. The skylight opens. And from the roof deck.
Mr. Naruto. This could be the clue we've been looking for.
Honestly, Miss Susato, I don't know what we're doing anymore.
Well, counsel for the defense, please continue with the cross-examination.
Your Honor,
Yes, my lord. So, the skylight opens. Perhaps I should investigate for myself. But we have some more pressing to do, I suppose.
No. We are going to go look at that.
Okay.
No. Wrong way.
So the skylight was fastened shut before.
But now the catch has been undone. We should be able to open it. Why, yes.
You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure.
Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin. So I'm sure that witnesses would have been able to see quite clearly.
That's not good for us. I suppose we have to go inside, yeah, to check.
Okay. Ba 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 ba. Oh my god.
Oh.
Yes, it does open very wide, doesn't it? Wide enough to kick someone like you through, certainly, Mr. Harunodo.
Why someone like me? Misusato?
Ah!
What is it?
Look, just here. Look at this.
That's without question.
It's blood.
Why would there be a blood stain there?
Surely, it can't be unrelated to the case, can it?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, the
plot
plot thickens. Well, fair play. Where's your proof?
Well, we need to press him first.
Do we, Christian?
I mean,
You just want us to.
we want dialogue. Proof. What if it says something funny?
That's right, I demand to hear it.
we came here to say what we saw, I tell you. Not for this.
But you call us both shizzers. Brandis is criminals.
You call us liars, that's what he means, and accuse us of doing it. As it stands at the moment, there's no hard evidence that incriminates yourselves now, is there? I believe we're in much the same position as one another here.
If I don't crack this case soon, he'll crack his teeth.
British chiefs, they're already...
I wonder if these two men really were involved in some way.
His dentist must hate him.
I couldn't say. I mean, I don't really know anything about them, do I? Although, by the same token, I don't really know anything about Mr. McGilded either. It's so hard to know what to believe here.
I think we should try to remember that it's evidence alone that can truly determine the outcome of the trial.
Evidence.
No one can argue against decisive evidence, including the members of the jury.
So you're saying that what we need now is to find a conclusive piece of evidence?
Yes, Mr. Naruhodo, precisely.
Well.
Decisive, huh?
Well,
Objection!
Objection!
On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach.
Yeah.
And immediately afterward, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those are the facts, and the irrefutable proof. Remains clearly visible in the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom.
My god. Ron.
did I go through?
No.
What?
What?
That's utter humbug. Ugh. You can't possibly have any evidence.
No, you can't. I mean, we didn't do it, I tell you. It's impossible.
It is not super impossible.
It's potentially possible.
It's
It's
just
theoretically.
highly unlikely.
Please advance dialogue or my shoes are gonna wear out.
Implausible.
My shoes are gonna wear out. Doc.
Irrefutable proof here in this courtroom.
counsel.
My lord,
I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here. Where exactly within the omnibus is this evidence to which you allude? You will point out what it is that proves the victim fell from the roof deck through the skylight.
it was Kool-Aid. No, it was blood.
You can't actually move the camera with WASD. Oh man. Oh, it's over here, right. Oh, you gotta hit the button. You can't just click on it. Right.
Got it!
By Jupiter! Is that blood?
Oh,
This bloodstain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open.
Oh my god.
what?
And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening.
Oh my.
And so it follows that Mr. McGilded, who was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of this crime.
No!
Yes. Order! Order! Order!
But what? But the blood could have sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin.
It only found its way to that one particular spot on the skylight. Sure, and that would be very convenient. And let's keep it in mind. The skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck.
Mind.
I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I?
True.
There's no way to know for certain, is there? If the gent really fell through the skylight, I mean. Why don't you have a good look at the floor of the cabin? Between the two seats, Mr. First.
Yes. Why don't you have a good
Finally.
look at the floor, Mr. First?
Finally.
Maybe if you look at the evidence like everyone else already has at this point. It is all too plain if you see. There's the aftermath that shows the poor fella dropped from a fair show.
What? No!
But it can't be. It's all.
Lies!
My fellow jury members. I think we can all agree that this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can't we?
I believe we can, yes, sir. It's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom.
So, they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they?
I won't tolerate any of the guild's carriages being sullied with blood. I won't tolerate it.
Oh, I always knew that nice gentleman who gave us that delightful park couldn't have done such a thing.
God, it...
1, 3, then, everyone. 1, 2, 3.
Objection!
I said 3. Let's all press the button.
A chilling performance, Mr. McGilded.
Oh, and what would you be referring to there, Lord Van Zeeks?
A bloodstain on the frame of the skylight? Such evidence is null and void.
What? Why?
Can't let the case end yet!
For one extremely simple reason. That smear of blood never existed.
Objection!
What are you talking about? It's there for all to see, and it's clearly blood.
Objection!
I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus.
Get into the music now.
The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. So I can state with absolute certainty, no such smear of blood existed in the carriage. At least, not until this trial began.
But...
Oh, you're suggesting, Lord Van Zieks, that this stain of blood was...
Fabricated, my lord? Yes. And while this court has been in session.
What?
My
There we go.
God.
What a palaver! I must say I didn't expect such crude reasoning from a prosecutor of your standing, Lord Van Zieks.
He's really digging him.
But I'm Magnus McGilded, a fella known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, nor fight it to the bitter end. Even if it's rolling off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey.
Mr. McGilded, I realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I am well aware that your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature. You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens, that is the case, you're involved in is investigated. You adapt the facts.
Adapt the facts? What does that even mean?
Well,
Drinky
I will
time.
tell you after I drink. When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilded's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of the crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, sir.
Tut, Lord Van Zieks, this will not do, to be sure. Will it now, counsel?
Oh, no.
I think it's fair to say, this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood on the scarlet didn't exist, you say? But, if you will all cast your minds back, is it not true that the omnibus has been there in the courtroom the entire time? How could anyone have possibly put a smear in blood in the world with a smear of blood in it without the world and his wife seeing? Isn't that right, now, counsel?
Oh, man.
Here we go again.
It's true. The omnibus has been in full view the entire time that the court has been in session.
My learned friend, here's to hearing your opinion on this matter, in your own words.
Oh boy.
As you wish. Could someone have tampered with the omnibus during this trial? If you're asking me, I think it could have been possible.
Well,
As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best I can. But still, I feel as though there's something even more important at stake here.
Oh yeah.
There is no evidence to suggest that the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility.
Oh,
Good gracious! Explain yourself, counsel.
yes, there is. It seems my learned Nepenthes friend has no intention of running from this deceit.
Deceit?
I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly the recess that we were forced to take. As a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in the stand, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Yep, there it is.
Smoke bomb!
What is going on?
be careful, Mr. Naruto. Cover your face.
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus.
I hereby call emergency recess! Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom!
Clear.
The courtroom was filled with smoke, and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave this chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke and in all the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus.
That's very true.
Are you wise? What are you trying to pull me? You rotten feckless gouger!
Feckless Gouger?
You're supposed to be defending me. 'Tis a wicked plot. 'Tis a plot to undermine me, so it is.
Objection!
Whatever you think it changes nothing. The facts are the same. After this courtroom was evacuated earlier as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus.
Inconsistencies? Such as?
To start with, the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat. When the police investigated the omnibus, this compartment was full of the driver's items.
Yeah?
Secondly, we have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I have said, that was not present at the start of the trial this morning.
Your Honor, is this a really bad time to say that was me breaking wind and not a smoke grenade?
Doc Bert.
I guess it was. I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, Lord Van Zieks, no one is able to corroborate your claims.
That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were shut.
Accordingly, I'm afraid to say, we cannot establish with any certainty if this evidence is the result of tampering or not.
Indeed, my lord. No doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things.
What do you think
Sorry?
about the omnibus? Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus?
I have an inkling. My lord,
Yes, counsel?
there is one further inconsistency. A mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial.
What?
What in the devil's name are you going to say now? If you would despair to betray me, you little man.
Objection!
Silence, McGilded. The court awaits the defense's clarification.
Ah.
This trial keeps swinging one way and then the other. I have no idea what's the truth and what's deception. What am I supposed to believe here?
I shall have to ask you to elaborate, counsel. Where exactly is this alleged mark that you claim appeared at some point in time during the trial?
Well, you see,
Yeah, we
Your
haven't.
Honor,
It was blood.
he was blood. I did it again!
You did it
Fun,
again. I
isn't
was
it?
gonna say, but I was like, nope.
She won't do it again. She did it again.
If we consider that the victim fell through the skylight onto the floor of the cabin, you would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But as far as I recall, this bloodstain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was first brought into the courtroom.
My God.
Lord! Yes, I do believe you're correct, counsel.
Well said. Although, as advocate for the defense, one might say that it was a very crass slip of the tongue. Careless.
I believe that bloodstain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But if the question is whether that evidence is genuine, or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there's at least a possibility that the evidence is fake.
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
Well, that's no good.
This trial is over.
Mr. McGilded.
I've done everything I possibly can to cooperate with the court, but it is all over now.
But you're the defendant.
It's over, I tell you.
The...
Memory, recollection, what people think they saw, it's all a nonsense. Facts are accounts, and the fact is that bloodstain is there. No.
Well...
Over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it has been, that good for nothing Reaper Bailey has failed to present any decisive evidence at all. I'm scandalized, so I am. I thought better of Lord Von Zieks. Well, my lord.
I must concur with the defendant. The unaffirmed recollections of an individual cannot stand as evidence. At this moment in time, the particular bloodstain in question is very much in existence. And in the absence of any credible method by which to prove its alleged previous non-existence, I regret to say that it will be improper for this trial to continue.
Your lordship can't be serious.
Lord Van Zieks, what is your position?
The prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present.
Very well. In that case, as I believe we have explored every possible avenue in this matter, I shall proceed to my adjudication. As a formality, I am of course obliged to confirm with the defense first.
What formality?
As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGilded will be found not guilty.
Yes.
Which would mean we've won.
Is that really the right outcome here?
Well,
Is it really all right for the trial to come to an end now, with all these unexplained inconsistencies?
Counsel for the defense, your closing statement, please.
Yes, my lord. The defense believes... What do we think?
Ah, justice for all. Eat your heart out.
Eat
I
your
like-
heart out.
I like how the second phrase is phrased.
The defendant
Could be.
could be
You
guilty.
could be guilty. Yeah.
It's the truth.
do we go for believe your defendant or the truth?
The truth shall set you free. I am here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilded. However, at this moment in time, I cannot in all good conscience attest fully to the defendant's innocence.
What are you saying, man?
Without any question, there is no conclusive evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. However, there is also no conclusive evidence to prove that he is innocent.
Good. Good gracious me!
Ay, Dios mío!
Order! Order! This is unprecedented behavior, counsel! A defense lawyer calling the accused innocent into question? Are you of sound mind? Are you real?
Oh, it was a grand decision to appoint you as my lawyer, so it was. A grand decision.
What?
I must say, I didn't expect quite such an exciting spectacle at the end there, but still. Here, have this for your troubles. 5 check. Your job here is done, fella. And some fine work you've done, so you have.
What do you mean?
It's just as the right honourable gentleman so succinctly put it afore. The trial can't go on anymore. And your closing statement there was, how did you put it now? Nothing more than a formality. really don't know what to make of all this.
Was the evidence we've seen genuine, or was it fake?
His lordship would be fuming. Any unsightly rubbish should be disposed of promptly, as I said.
Stinking rich, always guilty of something. You mark my words.
I feel terribly ashamed that I ever doubted that lovely man who gave us the lovely park.
Now that proceedings have unfolded in this way, I am compelled to declare a premature end to this trial.
That's right.
Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea.
I thank you kindly, my lord.
I hereby pronounce the verdict of this court.
But we still haven't determined if the bloodstain in the omnibus is genuine or not. We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth.
Lord Van Zeeks,
My lord.
the case made by the prosecution was flawed, plain and simple. If indeed the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with, the prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful perversion of justice to take place.
Oh, jeez.
Telling like it is.
Sincerest apologies, my lord.
But wait. When we were evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Van Zeeks ordered the evidence to be secured.
I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter.
That's so unfair.
Fuck.
The culpability of the defendant has not, at the present time, been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to prefer offer judgment.
What? Well, Lord Van Zeeks, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense.
He's gonna get away with it.
You mean to tell me this has all been a grand waste of time? It's the law of the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue the matter further, you can always go ahead and try to change the law.
Magnus McGilded.
Good grief, you've more to say to me, have you?
Just one thing. A warning. This is far from over.
Something to be looking forward to.
My god.
I hereby pronounce the defendant, Mr. Magnus McGilded, not guilty.
No cheers from the crowd this time.
But we do have fireworks. Yay! We
I'm
won.
beginning to sense an underlying theme in this game.
Oh yeah, Josh is right. He's been doing Svati the whole time. I can't believe it.
For an outrage.
What are you talking about? The man's been cleared. It's innocent.
What a case.
First real case in London, baby.
With the courtroom in pandemonium for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict. And my first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end,
This is hollow.
with the defendant being found not guilty, ostensibly a victory for us.
Ballin', but at what cost?
Oh, boy.
Justice for all, eat your heart out.
As
Old Bailey
Ray-
Defendant's Antechamber, baby.
As Ray pointed out, this game is breaking all kinds of rules.
It sure is, baby. I love it. I adore this.
Feels
I have
very,
to pee. I'm gonna be right back. Please
I'll
also
discuss
get some
it.
water and or pee if you need to.
He's gonna
Sure.
turn up abruptly dead in the third case of the second game.
feels
Prediction.
very Azure, won't lie.
First, the the first case was long as heck. Case 2 was not even a court, it was just investigation. This is case 3, and there is no investigation. It's only a trial, and the defendant, I mean, they're declared not guilty. Oh, man.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, I said I'm beginning to suspect an underlying theme of this game right now with what we've seen in this case so far, regarding the fragility of the law, as it were,
And the powerful who can hide. Because, yeah, in case 1, you know, yeah, we got declared not guilty, but the murderer got to go free. Like, she couldn't be tried in a Japanese court, and so she was sent away. Or she's going to, whatever the case is. Case 2
Poggers.
was just a tragedy. And, well, we were just here.
Poggers, my gentlemen. That was certainly a long trial.
Yes, it was.
You don't say! Your first trial ever pogged on foreign soil and your first dub. It was a wonderful performance.
Miss Susato, I don't think I am in the mood for this.
Back.
My heartfelt congratulations.
And to you, Miss Susato, thank you for your assistance.
Wait, is everyone back?
I am.
Yeah?
yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
You never left.
Sorry, Ron said I just came back, so I didn't know. Who else is missing?
I suppose we should be happy. The trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened.
Well, we didn't have enough time.
But isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that.
The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. You carried out your duty to perfection. I think it's Magnus.
Aye, that you did.
Mr. McGilded. And that girl is with him too.
Well, it seems the stories are true.
Oh, what stories?
About the 6 enormous fireworks that you'll be letting off when there's a verdict of not guilty. I'm sure you must have seen them now. Spectacular, wouldn't you say?
Yes, definitely.
I'd heard it was a sight to behold, and to be sure it was.
You can't just acknowledge that!
And have you to thank, I suppose, for having an opportunity to see it.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure I really did anything.
What on earth are you saying, fella? How did I walk out of there a free man then?
I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning.
Oh? You're a straight talking fella, aren't you?
Well, he's talking, that's for sure.
Not so sure about the straight, is what you were going for.
Yeah.
I must say, you had me astray in the head once or twice.
Sorry for that.
But you're young and headstrong. There's water under the bridge.
Wah. Congratulations, Mr. McGilded, on having your name cleared.
But nothing's resolved.
There's only one thing that matters to me.
Only one thing.
Money! Oh?
Aye. You've all seen that I didn't do that odious and obstinate deed. 'Tis grand, is it not?
Tis grand, tis grand.
I Suppose it is.
Now the fine fellows of Scotland Yard can take matters in hand and sort out any weedy. It'll see it for today. I'll get to the truth.
Good luck.
I have absolute faith in them, so I have. After all, I do be providing a good number of their wages with all the taxes I pay.
It's not that funny.
You gotta laugh harder, my man.
No.
Oh!
So then, ask me a great aforehand. 1,000 guineas for your troubles, fella.
Oh, no. I couldn't possibly accept that much.
Oh, good luck finding a place to stay then. That'll be wheat. You're a humble people, are you, ye from the east? Well, if you insist. But have this, still and all. You deserve a reward. Mr. Magnus McGilden. Everything is ready, sir. If you'd like to follow me into the courtroom.
Into the courtroom?
Watch this, officer. 'Tis sooner than I was led to believe.
What's all this then?
I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule. Well, I must be making tracks now. 'Tis time for the inspection.
Sorry? What inspection?
They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself.
Why?
They're going to examine it again? Now?
Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now. But as an upstanding member of London society, I'll be doing my best to help where I can. It's a gentleman's duty, so it is. So then, fare thee well. It was an absolute pleasure meeting you. I hope you have a whale of a time while you're studying here in Great Britain.
Well, and there he goes. A free man.
Gordon Freeman.
Oh, hello. Oh, I forgot she was here too. Oh no.
You can just easily sidestep the time it takes for her to load.
Don't move!
Whereas I want to say, get a move on. She really does take forever to load that thing.
See? Just run, dude.
Miss Lestrade, would you mind putting that thing down?
You're grown up.
Sorry?
And I ain't all grown ups.
Okay, Peter Pan. That's
Oh
not-
god.
Oh no.
Oh.
Naughty, running off like that!
Is this some kind of picnic? Who's this little girl now? Is this
I'm
some kind of
taking
sick
that with
joke?
you as well. I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Ha!
Oh god!
Oh! Do you want to play? You won't be me. Grr.
Excuse me, but who are you?
Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine.
The inventor?
Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull, don't you agree? White, and more white. If you have to be shrouded in smoke, it could at least be a pretty color, I thought to myself.
Do we have to be shrouded in smoke, though? At all?
I just took my eyes out of it for a moment whilst I was changing into a different omnibus, and she pinched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon.
What? I have no idea what this girl is talking about.
Anyway, you're coming with me now. Back to my laboratory. What? What for? To apologize, Claire Silly, to my technician. What? You mean, say sorry? You must say sorry when you've done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you that before. An adult? I don't listen to no adults. Come along then, follow me. Fine, have it your way. Oh, good. You see, I knew you'd want to do the right thing in the end.
I'm fairly sure what she wants is to not get shot by that massive gun of yours.
God! We'll be leaving now then. Bye-bye. so sorry for all the fuss.
And we'll never meet her again.
I have an intense loathing right now.
She's good. She's good. It's fine. She was a lively one.
Well, do you think perhaps we ought to be on our way now too?
Yes, you're right. But where to?
Oh,
We haven't had time to find a place to stay. No sooner had we arrived in London than we had to rush here. All our traveling cases are still with the bailiff.
I was originally planning to spend today in search of lodgings.
But at this late hour in the day, I'm afraid we may be out of luck.
Don't worry though, I have a plan. If the worst comes to worst, I've heard of a lovely park where we can
Oh, really?
spend the night.
Please tell me you're not thinking of McGilded Park.
I know it may be a little chilly at this time of the year, but our youthfulness will see us through.
I'm not so sure about that. I think a midwinter London night will freeze a young person solid just as easily as an elderly one.
Oh dear. That does sound agreeable.
Now I'm starting to regret turning Mr. McGilded down. That 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room. Or mansion.
Wow.
And so, the trial to determine my worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. However, as we were soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead. Just as the Reaper of the Bailey had warned, the case was far from over.
What's going on? Get the fire brigade! Water! Water! Quick! What the? How did this happen? I don't know, sir. By the time I got here, it was already engulfed.
No one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating.
No. Oh, good God.
There's someone in there.
This can't be.
Dun, dun, dun.
And that was case 3.
And that was case 3.
Did we pass the test, Mr. Chief Justice?
Achievement unlocked. Realm of the Reaper.
Crazy to think that we're there's how many cases in this game?
There's
5.
There's 2 more, and then there's Grace Attorney 2 with 5 more. With 6 more? 6 more.
That's
There's 5 cases, but you know, there's only like 4 actual cases in this game because of the second case isn't actually in a courtroom.
We're 60% of the way through this game.
Yep.
I'm blown
Ah,
away.
that's too far.
I'm just seeing how many there were.
The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro.
Okay, so who gets to be Mr. Detective?
Didn't we give that to?
Because Duck is, I think Ray. Because he's not on screen with anyone else Ray is voicing very often.
Oh, I could do it.
No. You're going to talk to yourself again, Christian.
Put the knife away.
You're going to have the Christian Power Hour.
What's all this thing?
I knew the risk couldn't be trusted.
Because Duck is going to be our clouded Kokoro. Duck, are you good at making an anxious, very nervous voice? Good luck.
Well, we'll see how they phrase his lines, and we'll see.
Still pretty loud.
I begin to think, Wilson, said Sholmes, turning his head languidly in my direction, that there is more to this case than that which we have observed. Indeed,
that there may be another part to this story that we are yet to discover. His eyes wandered, following the steam rising from his cup of herbal tea, leading him to the distant memory of that snowy evening. To the young lady collapsed on the pavement along Briar Road, and to the knife in her back. Lit in the soft glow of gas lamps, a most extraordinary scene had been set. And under the cover of a light fog, the curtain had risen silently on the insoluble mystery of our invisible killer.
Well, this has nothing to do with the burning omnibus.
Yeah. British Supreme Court. Lord Chief Justice's office.
Oh, we're back in action.
Did you sleep well last night, Mr. Naruhodo?
Also, there were no other events taking place. Like no, one of those little side stories we've been doing. A lot of them are after case 4. And after case 5.
Shit, you didn't read your line. Damn it, I forgot.
No, not at all.
It was an enormous hotel, wasn't it? The rooms are so luxurious. I felt like we were staying in a palace. And with all the gas lights twinkling, it was brighter than day, even in the middle of the night.
What about the enormous beds? After my time on the SS Buria, I wasn't going to waste a single inch of that space.
Well, if you didn't sleep at all, it sounds like you did.
I spent the entire night rolling from one side of the mattress to the other.
Oh yes, it really was the sort of night you can only dream of normally. Except, when I learned that we owned £3 for the rooms, that dream quickly turned into a nightmare.
Oops. Sorry about that. The building was so impressive and the entrance so inviting, I just wandered in without thinking.
In a lodging house in Japan, that sum of money would put a roof over your head for a whole year. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't help my tears when we were presented with the bill.
I really am sorry.
Well, never mind. We must find some more affordable lodging straight away, though. If we're not careful, our entire stipend will be used up in 10 or less days.
London is a scary place.
Hey, Ray.
Good morning to you this early hour.
Hello, sir. Oh, yes. Well?
He's back. Good morning to you, Lord Chief Justice. We have come to report on the outcome of the trial at the Old Bailey yesterday.
Susato-san is amazing. She doesn't bat an eyelid even in the presence of the imposing Lord Strongheart.
God, I wish, Spirit.
Oh, I'll be back in like 10 seconds.
Okay.
Yes, I believe you had a very comprehensive initiation into British courtroom practices.
Give him his 10 seconds.
3, 2.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
It was very eye-opening. Thank you.
And in accordance with your instructions, Lord Strongheart, Mr. Naruhodo performed his duty to the end.
Yes, I've already been appraised, Defense. You conducted a remarkable defense. You may consider the test passed. Yay!
Oh,
No longer are you a student from the Empire of Japan. You may henceforth claim to be a fully fledged lawyer. My country is delighted to welcome a young talent from such a remote eastern land.
thank you very much. So, I'm a lawyer now.
Now, in view of your new appointment, I have a fresh case in mind for you.
What?
I'd like you to take it on at once. I I trust that won't be a problem.
Another case already?
Nothing trains a lawyer better than practical experience. I'm sure I don't sense dissatisfaction, do I?
It's just that yesterday's trial ended unusually. I haven't quite come to terms with it.
What's to come to terms with? The man was cleared. What more were you hoping for?
Well, you see.
Flashback. We already see it. It
we don't
really
gotta
happened
voice. We already
5
seen
minutes ago. It's for those who took a break.
Yeah.
Maybe we should.
Wahaha. Ha ha ha.
Ha 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 ha.
Wahaha! I'm going to burn to death.
I just can't help wondering if Mr. McGilded really was innocent.
Mr. Naruto.
It's just that I never managed to ascertain the truth. And then the trial ended.
Well, he didn't let it trouble you for a second longer.
Sorry?
What do you mean, Lord Strongheart?
Magnus McGilded passed away immediately following the trial.
What? Mr. McGilded is dead?
Wow.
Oh, the birds!
For the birds.
I have 19 minutes and 41 seconds until my next engagement. Time enough to talk.
Hey, check out my armband. Lord Strongheart, may I show you this?
To accept this item, issue a receipt, examine it thoroughly, and make a formal statement of my findings. It will require something in the region of 24 seconds of my time.
Sorry, that's not a lot.
Does the item warrant 24 seconds of my time, Mr. Naruhodo?
Let's leave it for now.
Matter of fact.
God, that was funny.
It's fun. I think all the examinations would be the same as the previous case.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't understand. What happened? How can he be dead?
After the trial concluded yesterday, there was a great commotion in the Old Bailey. As you'll presumably recall, an omnibus had been wheeled into the courtroom.
It sure had.
Yes, of course. That was the scene of the crime which Mr. McGilded had been accused of.
Precisely. Well, while the bailiff's attention was diverted by some other matter, the omnibus went up in flames.
Well.
No.
How could such a thing have happened?
That is being investigated as we speak. Already. The police have identified a corpse found inside the charred shell of the carriage. Is that Mr. McGill?
That's awful. You know, we keep having this thing where important people with secrets and things, first Kazuma and now this guy, who keep dying before they can do shit.
Not New Day's attorney. I'll tell you that for free. The man must have slipped inside whilst the bailiff's attention was elsewhere.
That bailiff really needs to pay more attention.
Yeah, you don't say.
Hey, huh?
And how could that have happened?
That is also being investigated as we speak.
Fuck, man. Thinking back now. Immediately after the trial, Mr. McGill did mention going back into the courtroom to look at the omnibus.
Flashback.
He said he was going in to make an inspection on the omnibus. He asked to be present.
We were there.
An inspection of the omnibus? To my knowledge, I don't believe Scotland Yard had any intention of re-examining the carriage.
Oh?
That's pretty sus.
What is? But then who was Mr. McGilder talking about?
Never mind that now. The Yard is making a thorough investigation.
Never mind that now, huh?
This matter is no longer any concern of yours. Leave it to the police.
Poor Mr. McGilded.
Well?
Well, well, well.
How about those British courts, eh?
So, how did you find your first taste of our country's Supreme Court?
Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, it was... Wow!
Mr. Naruhodo means that the whole experience was steeped in the solemnity of Great Britain's long history. It's really a world apart from our own judicial system in Japan, which is only a few short decades old.
Wow. Susato-san has such a way with words.
And you seem to have a way of failing to find the right ones.
How did you?
She's in there.
The judicial system here is the most advanced in the world. Learn all you can.
She's in your brain.
The most advanced in the world, is it?
Ah!
It was fortunate that your very first trial was a simple affair.
Oh, you call that simple?
See, the problem is, he's not lying.
He's not
lying.
Oh dear.
Simple? That was simple?
As I believe I mentioned yesterday morning, it was a trial you couldn't lose.
I don't mean to be contrary, Lord Strongheart, but the case was anything but simple.
The circumstances of the case were so incriminating. I was stunned when I first heard them. In fact, I'm still finding it hard to believe that we managed to get a favorable verdict. Is something funny?
No, my apologies. However, the fact is that you did receive the not guilty verdict you set out to achieve. And that can only be attributed to exceptional talent. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, you exceeded my expectations, I freely admit. That much, at least, is an undeniable truth. Which is precisely why I prepared the new case for you that I mentioned before.
What's going on? What was he going to say before?
You'll never know now.
Could you perhaps give us some more details about the new case you mentioned?
Don't tell me it's a murder and the trial starts in 10 minutes? What if, though?
Don't worry, it's nothing so alarming or quite so urgent as your last assignment. In fact, this case is completely different.
Is
It's
it?
a purse snatching. Oh, I see. Did he just read my mind? Is there something wrong with me?
That is to say, no one has died. As yet. And the trial will not be today. There is plenty of time to research the case thoroughly.
It's
By which I mean it's
not
tomorrow.
a murder?
23 hours, 43 minutes, and 19 seconds to be precise.
Well, there you go. So the trial's tomorrow, then.
Is everything alright?
Oh, yes. I'm just a little confused, that's all. Yesterday's trial was... Well, it's left me wondering if I'm really cut out for being a lawyer.
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo.
I don't know if I could face standing in that courtroom again after Mr. McGilder's trial.
Ah, yes, I nearly forgot. There is one similarity with yesterday's case. Once again, there is currently no one to advocate for the defense.
Oh,
If the situation remains unchanged, the trial will start tomorrow with the defendant unrepresented. And if that happens, I need not remind you of the inevitable outcome.
The most terrible end awaits the defendant.
Yes, that's right.
here we go again.
There's so much capital punishment here in Britain.
Your time is up. You will have to excuse me. I would advise you to begin making preparations for tomorrow's trial. After all, the clock is ever ticking.
You know, I think he has a theme.
There's now about 23 hours, 26 minutes, and 39 seconds until court sits.
Last time you mentioned the 23 hours, he said there was plenty of time.
Hey, you went over the threshold.
And one more thing, Mr. Naruhodo. There is something I should like to ask you.
Oh, what's that?
Yesterday, you remarked upon something. That you intend to see through the will of your late compatriot, Mr. Asogi. I would be interested to hear what exactly you mean by that. Inside 34 seconds.
Oh, well, Kazuma always used to say, you see, that he wanted to learn how the greatest justice system in the world worked so he could change ours in Japan. Now that he's gone, I'd like to work towards that myself. And there's another thing.
Oh,
Another thing? Continue.
On the way here, on the steamship, he said something to me.
Duck.
There's something very important that I have to do.
Something very important. And what exactly would that be?
He never had a chance to tell me. I suppose he would have done if he'd ever made it to Great Britain.
You're out of time. Well, thank you for the enlightening discussion.
Mr. Naruhodo, what's all this about? Mr. Asogi never once mentioned anything of the sort to me.
I urge you both to focus your attention on the matter at hand.
My God.
I've taken the liberty of summoning the police inspector in charge of the case. He'll be able to appraise you of the details.
How long has he been there?
So, I wish you the best of luck. Bid you farewell.
The quiet typing of the duck.
What? That's not me.
Quiet typing of the Ron? Who knows? I don't have Discord open, so I can't tell.
It wasn't me, that's for sure.
There's something very important that I have to do. Kazuma-sama, what did you mean?
I wish I knew. But honestly, he never told me. Anyway, we had better talk to the detective, don't you think?
Yes, you're right.
All right, are you ready for the greatest detective in the Phoenix Wright series?
I hope I'm just imagining it, but I wouldn't say he looks pleased to see us at all.
Here he comes.
Could we trouble you, Mr. Thumb?
Hold on. Look at how he reloads his fish and chips.
Just
Reload!
the ammo code. What do you think?
Lovely weather, isn't it?
What's the weather got to do with anything? Listen to me, you young Japanese upstart! Some frippery about the weather doesn't get every English gent eating out of your hand, you know?
But Susato-san told me it was foolproof.
I'm a busy man, a very busy man.
Reload!
And a very hungry man.
There's a crime scene to investigate. I'm here having to give the lecture you are talking to.
Oh, I'm ever so sorry.
Where can I get an unending cup like that?
Can you imagine what the officers there will be saying, hmm? Haven't seen Gregson anywhere, have you? No, he's too busy with the bigwigs these days. And all because of some bumpkin who's here on Sean from the country I've never even heard of. You sound repetition of the yard on the tatters.
There's no need to rip us apart as well.
I don't believe we've been introduced. This is Mr. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a defense lawyer.
Huh?
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant.
Huh?
It's lovely weather we're having today, isn't it?
It is unseasonably fun, I grant you. On the winters don't see a lot of sunshine.
Unbelievable! How did you pull that off?
So, Old Stronger asked me to fill you in on the case. Name's Tobias Gregson. Inspector Gregson to you. I'm from Scotland Yard.
Le Gregson!
He's also a Sherlock Holmes character.
So he's gonna be reoccurring.
Gregson? Inspector Gregson?
What's the matter with Susato-san? Does this detective's name mean something to her?
Le Gregson.
Inspector, are you perhaps the Inspector Gregson?
You're acting like you know this man, Miss Susato. But he's a London detective.
Oh, I do know him. Very well, in fact.
Very well?
Yes, he features prominently in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, in that publication. What's it called again? Rand's the magazine?
That's right. Inspector Gregson and Mr. Holmes enjoy a wonderful, friendly rivalry.
Really? You rival the great Mr. Sholmes? That's incredible.
You eating there, Christian?
Yes, I need to keep... It's to keep myself awake.
Well, I don't know about that. Mr. Sholmes is a professional like myself, of course. He does come up with the goods from time to time.
Mr. Holmes is equally complimentary about you, Inspector, isn't he? You've earned his highest praise. Gregson is the pick of the bad lot of all Scotland Yarders. Those are his own words.
That's his highest praise?
Well, Mr. Holmes isn't particularly known for giving compliments, you see.
That he is not, and thanks to that magazine, my name's all known in the London town now.
That's great, isn't it?
Ha! I have to admit that I started while I was little. Well, flattered by all the attention. Everyone wanted to shake my hand, and my reputation of the yard went to the roof.
Well, that's wonderful.
No, it is not! There's nothing more sinister than the man on the street. People are always looking at me now. They're whispering rumors about me under the breath, I'm sure.
Rumors?
Ray is like, it's not a bad thing, so don't stop. But you're slipping from like British to like Louisiana, and I kind of love it.
It's hard to be consistent with this kind of character.
It's perfectly fine. It's really funny.
Are you quite sure?
It's strange since he started appearing in those stories. The fame's gone to his head. Stuff like that.
Gosh, do you really think people are saying such mean-spirited things about you?
Like I said, they whisper. So I can't count what they're saying. But I know what folk are like. I'm sure that's what they're saying. As sure as eggs is eggs.
Eggs are eggs, yeah. I get the feeling this detective could be very hard work.
Oh dear. Perhaps the sudden rise to fame has changed people.
Ubu, thanks for the tier 1 for 14 months. Hi there.
Thanks for following, Snowstarky.
The case.
Hello.
Mana.
So, about the case that Lord Chief Justice mentioned before.
Mama.
Nothing to tell, really. As far as we're concerned of the yard, it couldn't be simpler.
Oh dear. That probably means... As far as we're concerned as lawyers, it couldn't be more complicated.
I wish you were wrong about that, but I have a nasty feeling you're right.
Yeah.
A young woman was walking along the pavement on Briar Road when she was stabbed from behind. Fortunately, it wasn't fatal. She still ended up in the hospital unconscious.
A An unfatal stabbing in Ace Attorney?
What's
Right?
going on there?
That's
We're still
despicable.
breaking rules.
What sort of coward would attack the poor woman from behind?
I suppose you would have finished whoever it was off with a Susato takedown, would you?
That is neither here nor there, Mr. Naruhodo.
Brace yourself, Ryonosuke. You've angered her now.
Hello.
Anyway, after something of a well investigation, the criminal was arrested. Barely had time for a cup of tea after the incident took place, to be honest.
So, there must have been something left at the scene that led you directly to the culprit.
Or perhaps a reliable witness who recognized the person in question?
Let me stop you right now. Now, wasting your time on this one.
Sorry?
There's nothing you can do. There's no way to help the bloke now.
Uh-huh. We'll see about that.
Why ever not?
Simple. Prosecutor asked for a side of the trial tomorrow. So Van Bonzeeks.
Oh, I'm shocked. No!
Sounds like you heard of him then.
Oh yes, we are very familiar with Lord Van Zeeks. Believed to be the harbinger of death itself.
The Reaper of the Bailey.
The
The Reaper of the Bailey.
of the Bailey.
Reaper of the cards!
Lady Edelgard.
Lord Barak Van Zeeks, who we faced in court only yesterday.
Mr. McGilda told us about him before the trial, didn't he?
Flashback.
When Van Zeek stands for the prosecution, they call the accused as sacrificial lambs. In every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned.
This Reaper of the Bailey nickname. I suppose he's earned that because every defendant he advocates against is found guilty. Is that it?
Well, if that's the case, we should inform you, Inspector, that in yesterday's trial against Lord Van Zeeks, Mr. Naruhodo secured a verdict of not guilty.
Ha! What of it?
Oh, well, I think that means that even against the Reaper of the Bailey, it's not impossible to save the defendant.
No, you really don't have a clue, do you?
What do you mean?
What happened to that bloke in the end, huh? He's dead.
Fuck.
Magnus McGilda came a cropper in that omnibus when it went up in flames. So you can't rightly say you saved the defendant, can you?
What? What are you saying?
If Van Zeeks could get the dirt to stick to everyone, he'd be a miracle worker. That's not how it goes. He doesn't work miracles, he works magic. Black magic.
Oh,
I have a good long think about that if I were you.
He plays Fire Emblem Gaiden.
are we
Black magic is this?
really supposed to believe that?
Only Kadeen wields such power.
Well, that's a different take on the super powerful prosecutor thing.
Yeah.
I'm actually a terrible prosecutor, but there's really, really, really suspicious trail of death.
They keep dying after the trial.
Right, well, I feel Druna's requested. I'm very nearly out of chips.
Are you?
So I'll be heading back to the crime scene now. Still carrying out a few investigations there.
Apparently has a holy grail, which
There's an
infinitely
excellent
refills the
chippy there.
chip.
Infinite chip.
He's going to the crime scene to get more.
No clip enabled.
No chip enabled.
Ah, it was Briar Road, you said.
Fuck.
That's correct, man. You heard over there holding the sail, you can meet the criminal himself.
You've branded him a criminal already?
He's as good as shaking like a leaf in his cell he is. You'll hear a chuckle, nothing else.
So rude.
He's inmate 53. Speak to the jailer and he'll show you the way.
Inmate 53. Thank you.
Goodbye, Le Gregson.
So there's no helping anyone against the Reaper of the Bailey, they say.
Is something troubling you, Mr. Naruhodo? To tell the truth, when I recall the trial yesterday, I can't stop myself from shaking. The idea of facing the Reaper in court again is... Well, if you think it's too much for you, there's no shame in turning the case down. That takes courage too.
But if the man they've arrested is innocent, you could well imagine he would be shaking like a leaf in his cell. And I, for one, wouldn't find the sight of that funny.
So,
If I'm honest, I'm still reeling from the shock of yesterday's events myself. And I'm really not sure if I'll be able to help this man, whoever he is. But I'd like to try. So I think I'm going to make some inquiries. Will you help?
did you really think you had to ask? After all, I am your judicial assistant.
Thank you. So then, shall we?
Yes! Let's go.
Anyway, have you seen my armband?
You see my armband?
Bra, ba, 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 ba. I just gotta get Duck to do this guy some, and then we'll call it.
He might be in questioning. So these are British prison cells.
Oh, they're ghastly. It feels just like a dungeon.
Yes. And having experienced it in Japan myself, I can assure you that our wooden cells feel a lot cozier than these cold stone walls.
Oh, don't, Mr. Naruhodo. You're making it seem worse.
Apparently our client is in this cell here. But it's so dark at the back there, I can't make him out. I wonder what he's like.
Inmate 53, your legal representative is here to see you. Stop idling in the back of the cell and show your face at once. Am I a cat? As yet with no name? Calling me by a number. It's utterly, unrelated, unjustly, unreasonable. I refuse to answer.
Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think is going on here?
I have no idea. But I wasn't just hearing things, was I? That tirade of complaints was in Japanese. Hi.
Hi.
Alright.
Excuse me, but who?
Wait. They're all around, hiding. I know they are. They're watching, listening. Even now, I can sense it.
Right. So could I ask you who exactly?
There you are. You've come to curse me, haven't you? Don't try to hide it. You're a ghost.
A ghost?
I mean you no harm, prisoner-san. Are you Japanese by any chance?
This is beyond my wildest dreams.
The waterworks.
Forgive me for that, Christopher. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's fine. We were just a little surprised, that's all.
Imagine it! It's been 12 young months since I left my hometown. Here I am, in a frightful fix in a foreign land. So hearing the sweet, sentimental tones of a compatriot's voice here in this damp, dark hellhole was, most monumentally moving moment.
Alright there, buddy.
What is this character? What is this character?
Who could have guessed that this new client Lord Strongheart assigned to us would turn out to be a fellow Japanese?
How you doing, Japanese?
Who could have guessed, indeed?
Oh, wait.
What?
I want to get to his name.
Alright, that's fair.
Ah, what compassion my fellow countrymen show. To dispatch a first-class lawyer all the way from Japan to defend a mere foreign student. Noble, nurturing, and failing Nippon.
Well, now I know where that screen came from.
A first-class lawyer? Oh dear, I think there's been something of a misunderstanding here.
I wonder, would you be so kind as to tell us what's happened? Why you've been detained as a suspect, for example?
Yes, I can. I will. Shan't stay sullen and silent.
I'm not sure I quite understand what he means, but seems happy.
Yes, he does. I just hope he actually has a good reason to be. Thank you for your cooperation. I am a lawyer, as you said. My name is Ryonosuke Naruhodo.
And I am Naruhodo-san's judicial assistant, Susato Mikotoba.
Oh, get ready for this.
I am a visiting student, sent here by our government. Notable, notorious, named Natsume. Soseki Natsume.
The Soseki Natsume.
Yes!
So it's him.
He is a real-life, famous Japanese writer.
Yep, who did go to and study in London at the turn of the century.
Yeah.
And hated it.
Yeah!
Yeah, if you've encountered any kind of romance anime or the like, you have encountered one of his famous quotes.
The moon is beautiful tonight?
The moon is beautiful, yeah. Tsuki ga kirei, something like that.
Tsuki ga kirei desu ne or something? Desu ka?
Something. And here he is. He's a character in this video game.
Just chilling, in prison.
I was shocked. Yeah, I was like, whoa. Floored when I found out. When I met him, I was like, my god.
Sure, I'll save again. Why not?
This is about as far as I got when I played in the...
the fan translation?
Yes, the fan translation.
Always leaves us on the prison.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that was our greatest journey for today. We saved a probably guilty man and then he burned to death. Whoops.
Toast, you Irishman.
You're supposed to fry the potatoes, not the Irish. So, I hope you guys enjoyed.
That was a case.
And I'll see you all next stream. And next time on Greatest Attorney, we'll try to get Mr. Soseki off the hook for this non-fatal stabbing.
Treating Soseki with some Dos Equis.
I can't believe it. A case in Ace Attorney game with no murder? God, how can we fix that?
With a murder.
I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Farewell.
Bye.
He did write